Oh, we're live?
Yeah, there's not really much to talk about,
internet?
so yeah, so we're live.
So
Corn dog looks good.
What'd you guys have for dinner tonight?
I had pozole.
You did?
Yeah.
From
Wow.
where?
You
At
just
home?
threw,
It was
threw the
left-
game out.
It was leftover pozole.
From where?
Wait,
From
like
home?
last week?
No, it's called recalentado. So you get the next day's pozole, and it's boom. And I got a little teary-eyed having the pozole. It was tasty.
Was it from your mom? Did that where you got from?
home,
From
yeah.
But it was
homemade?
day old, though.
It was the old.
How about you, Dave? What'd you have for dinner tonight?
I'm having corn dog right now because I was free to eat when I was out.
Okay, that's good.
Dave,
Are they good yet?
Dave thinks he's on the show tonight. He's getting better and better
It
every
sure
minute.
is, man.
What'd you have for dinner?
I had a sausage. It was good. I had some mustard and some
Mustard.
frites, and I'm drinking a large beer.
Excellent. Very good.
What
about you,
about
man?
you?
I had leftover pizza for a pre-game snack,
Oh.
and then had the mac and cheese with bacon here,
So
basically.
you're going low cal.
A very low cal.
Low cal,
Yeah.
yeah.
I figured I didn't have enough calories this last weekend, so I figured I'd just go ahead and just jump into calories.
Yeah.
So
Which it's
that was good. That's
Mark,
good.
what did you eat?
Mark, hold on.
I have not eaten yet.
Are you
Mark's
going to
gonna
eat?
die.
I've made that mistake.
Yeah. You have to make sure you eat. You have to make sure you eat for it. It's really good for you. Okay. All right.
Huh.
Okay. All right.
so, too.
So
What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I can't really think of much else to talk about right now. Let's see. I got a new iPhone. I got the iPhone 7s Plus.
Oh, cool.
Or 7 Plus, I guess.
Dude, are you ready
Rose
for Christmas,
gold.
though?
It's gold.
Are
It's
you
rose
ready for
gold. Yes.
Christmas, though?
Yeah.
Better resale value.
Rose gold?
Does it really?
That's what you told me.
Oh, that was last edition. This one is the jet black is better. That's what
Oh.
I'm being told because that's the most popular one now.
So you fucked up.
Well,
No, I like the rose gold.
I really want to get the Apple Watch. You guys all send each other pictures. You need pictures on your
It's
phone.
not really pictures, it's that they send
Drawings.
pictures of penises.
Hey, I sent you guys a dick pic yesterday.
You did.
On the-
You
from the
did.
airplane.
You sent us a picture of
Let me
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke. And
Yeah, how was
it was
Michigan?
classy. It was a classy dick pic.
How was
Yeah.
Michigan?
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
What?
Did you not record this?
No, he doesn't have.
Oh, you didn't have a microphone. We can't hear you. We'll talk
Hey,
about
don't
Michigan
confuse
later.
us.
I don't have a voice. You can't hear me.
That's good. I know. It's a pretty good thing. It's pretty good.
Michigan was all right.
You're welcome, everybody.
Christmas then?
Yeah.
Huh.
Are you ready for Christmas?
I mean, no.
Do you have an advent calendar this year?
No, but I've heard that there's somebody with one of those ones for whiskey.
Yeah.
Dan is just like, he's
Yeah.
got like a 50-year-old whiskey somewhere in his
Yeah.
advent calendar.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's not a cheap one. That was a good one. I got one as a gift here.
Well, the rest
From
of it's
Heritage
probably
one?
pretty cheap.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
heritage
that
one. Heritage, yeah.
Can we talk about
Yeah.
something more important?
What's that?
Like what?
Talk about what?
My birthday. It's coming
Oh,
up.
that's right. It's his birthday.
Snap.
I forgot about that. What? How old are you gonna be? 12?
Que se los
13.
ponga.
Oh, 13.
Que se los ponga. So in Spanish, when it's somebody's birthday, you say que se los ponga. And you're basically saying, I hope he should put them on. He should put them on. And it's in referencing to underwear because you're only going to get underwear for your birthday.
Dude, what?
Oh, crap. There's a new Pokemon Go update,
Oh, what?
and there's a Togepi. Hatches from eggs.
What?
Dude, that's
Yeah.
just when you thought that they were going to.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do then. Maybe we should
Let's
just go
just do
home.
it the rest of the night.
Yeah, forget that.
Live
like that.
stream our Pokemon.
Pokemon. I should. We actually have done that.
Yeah. I think this place is still a Pokestop.
I think it is too. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
I'm not logged in yet.
What do we actually want to talk about?
I don't know. Maybe we should go ahead and see what happens. You know.
Why not? Huh?
Ugo, you have anything you want to say?
I love tacos.
Okay. How about anything else?
Welcome to SonarFeed. What's the show?
196.
Episode 196.
196.
We won MLS Cup.
Yes!
The bar is like legit hype.
Yeah.
It's always pretty hype.
Yeah.
There's actually like a pretty big crowd.
Yeah, it's what, there's like
We've
almost 30
almost
people.
run out of chairs. Almost.
Yeah.
But like those back of the class merrymakers over there, they
Yeah.
stand.
Let's fucking go! LFG! LFG!
Oh, like Yakima is in the house.
Yeah.
They're eating, so they're not that loud. Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Damn, some of the usual suspects are
Yep.
in the house.
Absolutely.
Lisa!
Yes. It's a good little crowd tonight.
This
like
is so
what,
badass.
25, 30
This
people?
is so badass. Yes.
I know. I love it. In here.
Yes.
Plus,
The
there's folks
love
watching
is
at
like-
home.
Seriously, thanks everybody for coming.
No,
Yes.
like beyond thanks, man. Like this is love. This is so freaking awesome, man.
Also, I remembered my ticket.
So for the group, Mark gets to the stadium without his ticket to the MLS Cup final. Did you have your wristband?
right.
Oh, it's in the envelope.
Yeah, yeah. Huh. Weird how that works. And meets up with a certain good Samaritan who's like, I'll hook you up on this. And then Mark got in with literally the one extra ticket we had
Wow.
to get someone in the stadium. So
Wow.
Mark, yeah.
The peanut gallery over there is saying, and I agree with this, that some deserving
totally.
supporter was left out in the cold.
No.
Mark actually, no, yeah.
You should have stayed outside and smelled it from the outside.
Yeah.
Wow.
Folks are saying he should have stayed outside and smelled it from outside.
So
We'll come back to this later, but we did see that trophy case.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have commentary
Yeah.
for the hours and hours that we spent in the car.
And the
Together.
airports and the
This
plane.
group, among others, some of which I think maybe still haven't even gotten
They are.
home.
No, yeah. Some people are still coming
Sean's
home.
still
Yeah.
out there
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. Dylan and those guys are coming home still.
Still coming home.
Yeah, there's a lot of people still
Yeah.
coming home.
Get
Some
another
people.
2-hour delay.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Somebody had a 70-minute
I feel
delay,
you.
and then they added 90 more on top of it.
Jeez.
So that was cool.
That's
They were actually
insane.
thinking about going to the other Chicago airport to have drinks with someone who was stuck at that airport. And like
That would have been epic.
as the crow flies, Midway and O'Hare are not that far.
No.
But you wouldn't really do that in real life
No.
until today.
Yeah.
So that almost happened.
Yeah, we saw a lot of supporters.
Never travel through the Midwest when a polar vortex is on.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just plus
Yep.
just don't fly through Chicago.
Chicago, no.
You can go to Chicago.
Yeah. Yes, two.
Then again, we know at least one person got stuck in Phoenix overnight.
Yep. But that was
His new name is Michael.
Michael.
Hector.
Michael Garcia.
Hector.
No, it's Michael Garcia.
Yeah, Michael Garcia. Jesus.
He's literally
They
had
mistyped
3
my
names in the
name on the
last like
boarding
24
pass.
hours.
And I got stuck because of that.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, so this is episode 196. We did 195
And a
out
half.
here.
0.5.
Out here, we out here last week.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had Matt Pence on, which was a super fun show. It was a
Yes.
great warm up and kind of get us going.
Wait, I'm sorry. His name's Matt.
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua Meyer. Sorry, I forgot. That's right. Then we then we jumped over and went to the Loose Moose, which was a fantastic bar. Took totally good care of us. Those of you that were there, we were in, or that weren't there, we were in literally like what,
It was a
an old chimney, basically. And so it was one table,
It was actually
about the size of this table, roughly, give or take.
and like about this far back
Yeah.
behind us on one side.
Yeah, it was close quarters and super warm. Do you have a picture of it? So
I
it
have
was
a
super
picture
great.
actually of Jerry touching his nose. For some reason, there was something going on there.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we had Ariella from
MLS.
Castillo from MLS on, and then Taylor Twellman joined us for
That
the last
guy.
10 minutes,
That guy.
which
Yeah,
was
killed it. He's like,
yeah.
oh, can I only stay for a minute?
He didn't even sit.
Nah.
He
Yeah.
wore pants.
Yeah, he actually wore
was
pants.
crazy.
Suit.
And
Yeah.
if you haven't seen Taylor at other matches, there are times where in Portland, he'll come out of the trailer in shorts, dress shoes, and like his full top. Like the joke about newscasters, like he does that in real life.
You know
Yeah.
how you know how you can tell he's standing because he's basically the same height as you guys.
That actually still isn't. It's still not worse than the insult Mark threw at him when he called him a masshole.
A masshole, yeah.
And Taylor goes, "Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate," or something.
So,
like
who here has ever heard the term masshole before? Has anyone here? Yeah, okay. So, masshole is basically an asshole from Massachusetts. They call them. It's a bit. No, it's a real thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a thing.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
It's a
Which is, like,
real.
I
thing.
actually
All of them.
cringed inside because it's like a legit insult.
It's a big insult, but he owned it and he liked it, or at least
He agreed.
he pretended to. Yeah.
He agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To recap, you three and Mark were all there.
Yes.
Can I do something really quick?
Yeah.
So this table, who traveled? Let's go like this. Who traveled?
Wow. We got a
We
bunch
got
of
about a third of this group that
Yeah.
traveled. Who watched at the Berliner?
Lisa. Yeah. Kayla.
Okay.
Do we got any Atlantic Crossing? Fuel? Tavern Hall Bellevue. Where else?
Tavern Hall W.
Sports Center, Yakima, Washington.
Yakima in the house.
How about Queen Anne.
Queen Anne Beer Hall. Who did I ignore that went there? Oh, good. No one.
Good. So we had lots of places. That was a cool part. There was a lot of different places people watched the game.
They were over capacity with over an hour to go.
Dang.
Wow.
And I talked to the Berliner, and they were at World Cup levels. When we had the World Cup finals levels, that they were at that levels.
Video?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've all seen that.
So
Yeah,
crazy all over, man.
Yeah,
It's like
it was so cool.
So much like joy because you've definitely got the same sense of joy that we had there in the section, just as hard, if not even harder, in all the bars.
Yes,
man.
it was fantastic.
And on that note, I'll just throw it out now. We have a lot of things to talk about, but afterwards, I had seen Mike Morris, owner of Fuel, and we'll give you some lowdown of where we were when we were talking to him. It was pretty late on Saturday night. We'll just call it Sunday morning and leave it at that. And Mike's like, "Hey." So I got this call from LT, who's the bar manager, and LT's like, "Hey, Mike, how's it going?" And he's like, "Oh, it's pretty good, whatever." And she's like, "So, some stuff at the bar got broken." And he's like, "Oh, how bad could it be? Whatever, we'll talk about it when I get back." And she's like, "Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah, some things are broken." And he's like, I don't want to know right now." So I haven't heard what the official recap is, but apparently everything is broken at Fuel. So I just had my mug replaced, so I'm hoping my mug was not broken again. But apparently it was on at Fuel among other places, and in fact I think it's probably every place. So we heard from people. ECS had a ton of viewings. There were just other Sounders viewings, other fans who are not
Somebody
ECS
broke
at
a window
all.
where we were.
Nice.
The signal went down for about a minute, and the dude raised
Riot.
What?
broke the window. He was then
Seattle.
Has to leave. Yeah. Wow. By the way, the Seattle Sounders official account liked our slow news opening.
Oh.
I just had to mention that because
I don't even know what to say.
I don't either.
Wow, they actually are watching.
I don't know if they're
and they
yeah.
responded.
Exactly.
That's so good.
I'm either horrified or amazed.
One of the two. I'm okay with it.
Or
so,
both.
Which,
It's
by the
cool.
way, if you have the cup, go ahead and bring it down. That's fine. No problem. If you want,
You'll
if you
be
want
okay
to.
with that?
I'd be totally fine with that.
Nice.
Yeah. If Schmetzer has the key, that'd be
He says he
awesome.
doesn't.
I know. I heard that.
So
Fry said he did on the interview with Softy, and then Schmetzer's like, no,
No.
I think the equipment guys have it.
So there's let's
We'll go back to
quick
that,
recap.
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
intro for what we're going to try and do tonight.
Yeah.
There's a few folks here I think we're going to try and grab and talk to a little bit.
Yep.
Yes.
Max Aquino is here.
Yep.
Max,
gonna have him on.
Max,
Yep.
did you ever get your phone? Did you find your phone
Did you
yet?
find your phone?
Someone did get it. I'll be getting it back tomorrow.
Okay, good.
All right, good.
Max found
He's
his
getting-
phone.
yeah, it got lost in the
So
stands.
don't
Thank you,
text
TFC.
Max anymore, and till tomorrow.
That's good.
So we're going to talk to Max a little bit about filming and photography at MLS Cup.
Yep.
We're going to do some fun travel recap stories.
Mm-hmm.
We will likely run long this evening.
Yes.
So buckle
Which
up.
is one of the reasons why we're out
Buckle
here.
up.
Out here.
Get your favorite beverage.
And in case everybody couldn't tell, we're outside because, duh.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's warm out here.
It is just because I like
Sitting
be
next to me?
critical. I'm being critical.
You're warm
it is
'cause you're next
not
to
as
me?
cold here as it was in Toronto. So
Yes, it was. Yeah, but
It would be warmer,
Yeah.
but Tom turned off one of the heaters.
you did?
Yeah.
No, I probably ran out of propane.
No.
Oh, you turned it off?
I didn't turn it off.
Tom had somebody else turn off one of the heaters.
No, he didn't.
because he was too hot.
I didn't
No,
have someone
I
do it.
just did it on my
Ugo
own
did
will.
it.
Your phone was too hot.
I
was
did.
here.
I did say that.
I didn't.
My phone, by the way, has a star
I know, I saw that.
given to me by Liam
So,
at about 3 a.m.
it was. We may or may not have been drunk at that point. I don't remember.
Anyway.
So let's do this. So my name is Aaron Riley, a.k.a. Aaron Sonar Riley on Twitter. Across
My
from
name
me.
is Hector Garcia, a.k.a.
Hector!
AKA Michael.
A.k.a. Michael.
Yeah. At me be the Seattle.
My left, your right.
That's you, Bird.
I'm Tom Bird.
Tom Bird.
Tom Bird,
No relation.
a.k.a. Bushi Hooley. Not related to Bird Kyle.
Diagonally across from me.
I'm Dave Clark.
A.k.a. at Better
Better
Than.
than.
So we'll do
Everybody.
better than everybody. Wow.
Better
Look at
than
you.
19 teams in MLS.
So let's do this. Let's talk the journey too.
Here too.
Mark. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, hold on.
Mark's off screen.
Guys,
because
Mark's
we
here.
don't want to see him.
I remember my ticket.
That's all he's gonna.
That's actually pretty much what you sounded like.
Yeah, it was.
We've made fun of
him for so
So long. Oh my God. Well, Huckleberry, nice job.
Dude, Mark is actually recharged. So, like, if there was a bin that we needed to grab things out of in order to make jokes about him, he has just refilled it and then got another bin and refilled that one too.
So let's do this. Let's talk the journey too. You're welcome. For a minute, our journey. Let's talk about the game.
Yes.
And then we'll, go into the afterwards and maybe bring some other folks over as well. So, the journey too.
We could talk about the journey. Let's see.
So we flew out Friday morning.
Yes.
Separately,
Same.
but
We all went
landed.
separate.
Oh yeah, you did too. That's right. You
We were all
did.
in the airport
at around the same
separately.
time, at almost exactly the same time.
Yeah, I went with Curtis. Got there at like 6 in the morning. No, 5:30 in the
Right, yeah.
morning.
Yep.
And we flew out to Denver, and from Denver we then hit Detroit. But Denver it was a close call because it was still snowing that morning.
Yep.
That morning, Friday morning. Was it Friday?
Friday morning, yeah.
Friday morning was snowing, and I had a hard time.
Snowing here in Seattle.
I had a hard time getting through the back roads out of Buren to get to the freeway, but we made it out and got off. So they de-iced the plane, and I'm just glad that we got off the ground and got into Denver.
Yeah, so you had to run
Yes.
like a crazy guy. You were OJ in that old video.
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
You were pre-jail OJ running through the airport.
Oh, man, before I used to laugh, that never happens. That's just cliche. They're just trying to hype up. No, that shit happened.
And then you actually landed in Detroit before me, even though I was supposed to land like an hour before you.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so then we'll pick up there in a minute. I flew directly from Seattle to Michigan, and I got there I left my house at like 5:30 in the morning. Got to Detroit at like 3:30, 3:45. Pretty non-eventful, other than the snow. My neighborhood was like nothing. I mean, I was laughing. My kids all had 2-hour delay. Everyone had 2-hour delays, but there was no snow. I mean, it was nothing major, but everyone was freaking out. But we took off, flew.
Yeah.
Had my cheese plate.
Yeah,
And I was happy, and we went. So then
We flew. We changed our plans the day before.
Yep.
Because we didn't feel like doing 900 connections on the way out to Buffalo.
Yeah.
And it just looked like weather was getting more sketch and more sketch. So we did Seattle to Dallas to Detroit, and let you guys know that we had changed plans.
Yeah, at the last minute.
Yeah, we were going to rent a car, and they were like, "Hey guys, we're going to Detroit too."
Yeah, I had no idea you were doing it.
Like looking at rental cars, and they were pretty inexpensive, so it wasn't a big deal. Speaking of which, I think I owe you like $30.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Anyway, ended up flying into Detroit as well, and we had messaged you guys, and you were going to go get hamburgers.
Yes, so I was born in Dearborn, and I had Miller's Burgers.
Will you ask them if they have a joint Facebook?
I will do that in a minute, yes. We had a Miller's Burgers, my favorite burger joint from a kid growing up. I took Hugo and Curtis there, and then also Sean and Tyler also were on my flight. And so I met them at the airport. So my trip started off with Sean buying me a drink at like 6 in the morning at the airport, which I ran into Mike. Fuel.
No,
But you've
No.
met, right?
No,
you've
exactly.
met Sean, so that shouldn't be surprising.
No, exactly. No, absolutely. No. But we went over there and we saw Gil and Glenn, and then we saw Mike from Fuel was at the bar, that morning. But the best part was
Wait,
Mike
from Fuel was at a bar?
Can you believe that? Here's the best part, though. Mike grabbed his drink from the bartender and then walked away to go say hi to other people, and then the bartender had to go chase him down so he could pay. And it was kind of one of those funny,
Probably not used to
bartender 101. Exactly.
It's like I just literally walk over and pour myself something.
Yeah. So, anyway, so we get Miller. So we ended up picking you up.
Wait. I want to interject before that. A key part was really cool. Before we got to Miller's, we actually drove by Aaron's house where he grew up, where we was raised.
Yeah, that's right.
In Si's neighborhood. And that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that was
Kinda,
cool.
Like see that the roots in the area that you grew up in.
Yep.
Because you're such a big Michigan.
Yep.
And to see that connection, that was cool. And those are the moments in road trips that make it so freaking awesome.
Made it real.
Oh, look at that.
Let's go.
Look at that.
Let's go.
Everyone's just going to walk by slowly in the background. I love it.
What I'm excited for is the next time Kyle comes by. Kyle, the next time you come by, Kyle, can you do the thing where you walk down the steps that aren't there?
Yes.
Because that would be hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
While eating a pizza, please. Okay, so we ended up coming back to you, pick you up, and the timing's almost perfect.
It was kind of crazy.
Within 5 minutes of us finishing and pulling up, and we waited maybe 5 minutes for you guys to get your bag.
Can we just point out, though, that you went to a place with someone who doesn't eat beef?
And he ate beef.
And he ate the burger because it was that good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
yes.
shocked the shit out of me.
Yeah, we were like, I was like, no, man, I'll
Who
get
was
it.
that?
Curtis. Curtis had a very defined budget, and he had already eaten that worth of money.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll buy you a burger.
Yeah.
Because he was going to get onion rings and a Pepsi or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Or Coke, whatever. And we're like, we'll buy you one. And he goes, no. And we're like, come on, we'll buy it for
Yeah.
it. Finally, he goes, okay. And then after he eats like half the
of it.
burger, he goes, oh, yeah, by the way, I haven't eaten beef in like 25 years. We're like,
Is this good? Is this bad?
yeah.
I don't know what to do.
He was fine.
Yeah, seriously, he was fine.
He said he was fine.
Yeah.
And he said he really enjoyed it.
Those burgers were delicious, man. If you're ever in Dearborn, Michigan, go to Miller's Bar.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah.
So we picked you and Beth up.
Yep.
And then we started the journey. It was a 4-hour journey.
We got on the road.
We got right on the
It was
road.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
It was really good. The drive
And it
was good.
what? So it was like 6:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6:30.
There was no
6:50.
snow on the ground.
Like 6:15,
There was no
6:30.
snow
Yeah.
on the ground. There was some flurries, but no.
Michigan.
Yeah.
We
Got to the border. The border
We had-
guard was killer. He was
we
a
had
good guy.
time with the border guard.
Can I just point out that
Yeah.
Kayla's trying to count how many people need glasses?
Yes. Yes, we are. Huh? Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 non-drinkers, but just bring them. And there's 2 more coming, so just bring them out.
Oh my God, Mike Russell is
Yeah.
watching.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Shout out
Thank
Mike
you.
Russell.
Thank you. So we get in the car,
What up, Robert?
and
Me
Beth
too, man.
goes,
Glad I made it.
"Hey, can you play your Disney hype mix?"
Oh, yes.
And Tom's face, because I can see it, drops. Well, that too. Yeah, that face right there.
Again,
One
like-
right there.
There's nothing wrong with the music, but Disney and hype mix are not typically words that go together.
Have you met me?
I have met you, and now
You understand more about me.
I'm more informed. And now when I read your wife's tweets, they make so much more sense. Speaking of which, you'll have to low down on the tweets that you.
Yeah, I will.
Oh,
I will.
So, anyway, so Disney hype mix was happening.
Basically, right at the border. I think right after the border, and we did that literally.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Can we give an example of 1 or 2 songs that are part of a Disney hype mix?
Like every single Disney song ever.
If it's a Disney song,
It's a hype song for me.
it's on there.
We could
Literally.
have gone the whole trip there and back, driven from Seattle to Toronto, and we probably would still have a couple songs left.
Pretty close.
Okay.
I have like 900 songs on the list or something. I don't know.
It's like Lilo and Stitch B-sides were on this
It's
mix.
assumed that both words matter.
They do to me.
So when you say Disney hype mix,
Uh-huh.
it's not just the Disney mix because that would just be Disney mix.
Fair.
This is actually a Disney mix.
Okay, I'll go back and tell the story. So the Kansas City game, life has been. Kyle's over here playing Aladdin for us. I love it
No, I'm just confused why the word hype is in there. It's literally every Disney song.
because
Because he gets hype. He gets hype. Exactly.
I get hype. Listen, we all want to
Cheers,
sounder together. We had this sounder together.
We did sounder
in the house
together.
letting you guys know about those mixes.
And everybody else had their own hype and was getting hyped up in certain ways.
I read about D&D for hype, so.
No, I know. You get it.
I
Okay.
understand
Let me
confusing.
just
Yeah.
interrupt you right here and point out that somewhere around this time, Ugo realized that he had downloaded some movies, put on his headphones,
Yes.
and then watched them on his phone.
I watched the whole season
Okay.
of Club de
is
Cuervos,
Mike
Club de
actually
Cuervos
Okay.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Get off the pedantic Dave Clark hype.
No, it's fine. It's just that for me, it helped me get hype. It took me out of where my space where I was at in my head, and I got me into a good spot.
Beth's in the third row by herself with some of the bag stuff.
Yeah.
And she's commiserating with Erin over this space.
Oh, I love
And,
that.
and she's like, we're all like, no!
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Ugo was like, wait, I can only hear out of one ear right now.
'Cause I
That was
saw it in
rude,
the
by the way.
conversation. No, it was great.
He's
by the
watching
way.
like a hip hop documentary.
Yes.
I'm sitting there jealous because I can only watch it over his shoulder. It was like the person on the Alaska flight who didn't get the last digiplayer, and you're just watching some movie with no sound. That was me on the
God.
way.
Emily, there are still
Dorado.
seats.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Yes, calm down.
we did the ride. It got real hairy for about 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, we
I'd
had
say.
some snow.
Okay to stay on the
We had the
snow.
snow
For sure.
and the trucks and the 3 lanes to 2 all
Yeah.
happened within about 30 seconds of one
Yes. So that was super fun. Well, other than that, I thought it was a good
another.
ride
We saw
out.
Dumb Fries.
We saw Dumb Fries of Canada, which was
Actually,
pretty cool.
Dumfries, but we like to call it
Dumb fries.
Dumb Fries.
It's Dumfries,
Yeah,
but
called
and Beth
so-
really got mad at me when I said dumb fries. She was like, I think legitimately like correcting me in a librarian way.
She actually had a visceral reaction.
She did very much so. And then the bummer was she was asleep on the way back when we passed her dumb fries.
And we were like, "Dumb
tried to do it
fries."
again, and she totally didn't.
So
Damn
anyway,
it.
so we were in Canada. It
We
was
stopped at a
snowing.
truck stop.
Yeah.
Went to a
You
truck
found out
stop.
that you like fuzzy peach treats.
Yes.
Ooh, that was
Not
good.
the
I
wine
found
ones.
I found the 1 pound. Was it a pound? Half a pound? What are they?
Yes.
Like a 1 pound Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yes.
Which I think I've seen them like only at Easter or something.
Oh, that's
and They
right.
had like an entire rack of them
Yeah,
in this.
it was huge.
Was it the Flying J?
The Flying J.
Flying J, which is not
Did you use the
is
shower?
not a weed
No.
delivery place.
Yeah.
Also, no.
The Flying J has shower.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do.
I know.
Also,
I did talk to a
Monster
trucker.
Was 3 for $6 Canadian.
Yeah, they were.
Damn.
Which is like $1.50. Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah, close
it's
enough.
$4.50.
Yeah.
Children jokes.
It's $4.50.
It's all funny. It's all good.
Anyway.
So we drop you off. We check into the hotel.
Yes.
And we indulged in our Sparkle Donkey. Which Sparkle Donkey guy, so he called me the day before and said, "Hey,"
Yeah,
and we
shout out
got
to
we
our
got like
boy,
20
Sparkle Donkey.
little bottles,
A number of Sparkle Donkeys.
a lot.
That explains a lot.
I have one left. I kept one.
Did you?
Yeah. That
Wait,
one.
you
Was it
brought
hot?
that back across the border,
Was it
and
hot
we
donkey?
didn't declare that?
Because I
Yeah.
need hot donkey.
Damn it!
That's okay. Yeah.
Whoops.
I can't wait till we get to talk about getting grilled at the border.
Well, they
But
call
anyway.
us soccer
So then we go
hooligans on
out
the
and we
way
go
out.
to the Loose Moose,
Loose
right?
Moose.
Which I gotta say, Kevin, the travel monkeys,
Kevin Hope.
Eileen,
Kevin Hope.
everybody, man, they killed it.
Yeah. shout
Killed
out.
it.
Like you guys are freaking.
So
Yeah.
Brendan or
badasses.
somebody had gone to that bar before.
Okay.
And they had spec'd it out and seen the space.
Yep.
But I don't know if we did anything like mass organized. So we were calling them. Kevin was calling them for a week, and we're like, "Yo, we want to do game day. We'll roll up with
A couple
4,
hundred.
5, 6, 700 people."
Yep.
And they're like, "Yeah, we'll call you back," and then just never called him back, or the manager literally never worked, or something.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like trash on them at all. It was like people are busy, whatever. Then we ended up getting Friday night. We got the space, and we had this antler room, which was the space downstairs. So we had booked that, and then we also got them to open it early, 2-3 hours early on Saturday. So we're a couple of us had data in the car, and we find out that there's a huge crowd,
Like a
there
huge
for
crowd.
Friday night,
Yeah.
which was great. So we got there. I got there like 10 after 11.
Yeah, we got there
and
about
it is
11:45.
Mobbed.
It's crazy. It was fucking packed. And there were people upstairs and
it's
downstairs.
Like,
was
it's
packed.
downtown Toronto. Like it's a downtown city.
Yeah.
There's other
Yes.
bars. They're busy.
Yeah.
This bar was mobbed.
Off
with
the hook people.
Tommy Dutra was in there.
Oh, I miss Tommy.
Coach was in there. Like a bunch of front office folks were in the bar. Media was in there. I saw Jeremiah and some of the other Standard Heart guys. It was a crowd.
Yeah.
And then shots happened.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So anyway, Loose Moose
Loose Moose killed it.
was pretty hot.
So we had a band. There was a band playing, which was kind of fun. A DJ playing, and then just a lot of people. It was fun. It was super. We're getting stars.
I mean, they didn't play that song, but
No.
hey, we're getting stars.
That's right.
I don't have one, but I have a bougie.
He's so ultra, he doesn't have that.
There's mine right here.
You're
You know what?
nearly a casual.
Oh, thanks.
Tim taught me that several years ago.
So here you go.
Let me get this star somewhere
Max needs one.
Mick.
Max needs one.
Nice.
Okay. So
Anyway.
we ended up staying out till 3-ish.
Yeah. Found burritos. They were
Oh, dude, yeah, we found burritos.
So
Boys.
I literally gave Troy back his beer and said, "Drink this now," as he was the last person that the bouncer was standing behind as they were trying to walk us out of the bar.
Yeah.
So he finished his beer. The lights went on as
Yeah.
we're going up the steps.
Yeah.
And then we got
I'll never be
burritos.
Burritos.
Never be in a bar when the lights.
They
go
didn't play
on.
closing time. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they have class.
Also,
That's right.
they played Nickelback. Come on, it's Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
So we
Nickelback
went to the
and Bare Naked
burrito
Ladies
place.
the whole time.
Yes.
It was cold.
Yes,
Well,
was.
it
We
was
talked
the
about
appropriate
It was
burritos.
not
place.
cold.
Well, it was cold for Americans.
No.
Yeah.
I was wearing shorts.
It was fine.
I was wearing
Anyway,
shorts.
We're at the
Seriously,
burrito
I was
place,
at that point.
and it was the official post
And
game.
Keens.
It was the official post game spot for really dressed up people who were out clubbing.
That was fun. Yes. Yes.
So you can imagine the scene.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
The
It was a
burritos,
show.
fantastic.
Yeah. I was way impressed.
We were surprisingly pleased.
Like their heat, like their fire, like it was spicy as hell. Like and I
Hey,
and I have a high
Christian.
tolerance.
Christian.
So for me to give props to a
Kayla can
Canadian
help you
burrito shop,
Right there.
and then
Kayla, can
shout
you help
out
him
to
with that?
Natasha, who big Seahawks fan. She's actually a Whitecaps fan, but she helped us with accommodations in Toronto because she does not like Toronto. She basically hates Toronto more than she dislikes the Sounders. So she helped us out, and she gave me the tip on this Burrito Boys joint. Yeah,
It was a good hookup.
yeah, it was a good.
Okay, so
So-
we do the burritos. We go back to the room. You and I have a shot of tequila or
Yeah,
two,
three.
and three. I don't know what it was, and we go to bed about 4, 5.
Yeah.
between 4 and 5. And it's like really stupid because we only slept 4 or 5 hours the night before, if that.
What's
and
sleep?
then
Yeah.
we go 4 or 5. Oh, perfect, good timing. Good. There's Eileen right now.
It's a push.
Push, don't pull.
I scored. I got. Stars are actually flying, here at the
Flying.
Berliner right now.
Flying.
Some
drink.
stars may have
Flying.
flown into Aaron's drink.
It's like Goldschlager.
Not really, yeah.
Clean up forever.
Okay, right, great, cool.
So,
Thank you.
so
You're
sleeping,
awesome.
sleeping kind of
Hey,
happened.
Kayla, I will do another one of these. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, so sleep happened, and now we get into game day.
Game day, match day.
Okay. So I get up super early,
What's super early?
like 8 o'clock, 8:30, and shower so that we can go help Dan buy 80 or 40 10-foot 2-poles materials. And we go there, and they're like, "Can you help us cut them?" And he goes, "Nope, but here you go. Here's the tool." So the three of us, Hugo and Dan and I, stood in the middle of the Home Depot aisle and bought, like, I think 99% of their half-inch PVC and cut every single 2-pole.
TCOB took care of business.
It was on.
It was cool.
Yeah,
and then
it
we
was
dropped. Then we took him, dropped him off, and we went to the airport and picked up
Picked
this
up
guy
Mark.
over here. Picked
Yeah.
up Mark. Went to the hotel, dropped him off, and then went and did our show, which we talked about a little bit already. Right? That was cool. So we got there at 12:30, I think, roughly. Right?
Where was
12:30.
Mark's ticket the whole time?
I got there a little after 12:30, and it was packed.
His backpack.
Yeah, in his backpack.
In his backpack. Yeah, I don't know.
You had 100
Let's
something
go.
people in that bar.
Easily 100 people
noon,
at noon.
It's
And then it
probably-
filled up. And then when we got done, our show went on for about 2 hours.
Yeah, at least an hour and a half.
I heard most of the aerial bit while I was
It was pretty.
eating breakfast. It was great.
I enjoyed it. I really. Ariel, I
Yeah,
like.
she was deep, and her bird game
Ariel.
is strong, man.
Ariel.
She knows her birds.
Ariel.
And she just is deep. She had some great answers, thoughtful answers.
Yep.
She was a lot of fun to have on the
MLS
show.
watercolors just rolled in.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then
All the Wests are here.
that grandma's landed.
Hey, hey.
The West family in the house.
So then we get ready. We go to the we have to take our ship back to the room, but we want to go see everybody, right?
Yeah.
It was packed. Like, how many people did they? Did you go downstairs after the show?
Multiple people told us that they felt people who go in the section. People were like, there were too many people in here. I had to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they went upstairs.
Every
to the other
single
bar.
seat was full, and every single open space was full at the Loose Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
That was the same way that the home
Cool,
bars
yeah,
were.
right. I mean, this was the pre-funk.
Don't spill
What's that?
stuff.
No, it was amazing. My buddy
my
from
wheelhouse.
work, this guy who he worked. We shared the floor at my work.
Yep.
And he was my water cooler soccer conversation guy. He made it out, and we met there. I was like, man, what's up? He made it, but it was crazy to see so many fans, and then just nothing but grave green in that bar, dude. Just a sea and a sea
crazy.
of green. It was
Yep.
beautiful, man.
I think what was cool was we had been talking to the Sounders about finding bars, and pretty much anything in decent walking distance from BMO was a TFC bar, understandably so.
Yep. Just like at home, right?
Excuse me. So we were looking for other stuff, and we found the spots that were downtown, and that was where the bulk of people were staying. And the transit's pretty good in town, so it's
Yeah.
really easy to get around. And we threw out that idea, and they were like, all right, we'll go there too. And I think what was really cool was a lot of times you go on trips and not everybody wants to go to the bar that all the supporters are going to. Not
Right.
just about ECS or Sounders. Like most teams, that's the situation. Like
Right.
people want to go to some random bar,
Yeah.
not the one where everybody's wearing the same scarf or hat
Yeah.
or whatever it is. The first night, I didn't recognize. Oh,
Oh, Stephen Fry sign, Seattle
That's
Times.
awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Lower. Yeah, there you go.
There you
go,
go.
Grandma.
Love it.
A little higher.
go
Right.
Steph.
There you go.
Love it. Oh my God, it's amazing. I love it.
So
So we're at a good point. We're almost done with the story,
yeah,
right?
no, I was just gonna say what was really awesome was going into a place and it's like faces you sort of recognize.
Grandma,
Yeah.
But I could have walked past 20 people and not known 20 of them.
lean over to
I don't
me.
need to
baby.
be
pretty
on
awesome.
the screen
Yeah, you do.
So-
yeah, you do.
for the Toronto conversation.
Here's
I wasn't there.
it's okay. But now we're gonna come to the game.
Yes.
Let's do the game. So we
Hold
have,
on,
we
hold
have
on.
the
Let me ask
champagne
you.
ready.
Hold on.
Do we want to
Guys,
wait
Hey.
and do it after the game?
No, let's do it.
Do it now.
Is it ready?
It's ready.
I wanted.
Let's go.
Okay.
Is this on? I wanted to ask Dave. What was your game preparation
There
to
you
go
go.
out to the bar?
Adam.
Well, when we host an event, I like to show up like an hour before anybody else, so I can get myself settled in.
Right.
And because oftentimes when Sounder or hosts, I'm like, even when Jeremiah is actually in the city, I'm
Yeah.
still the one that talks. You know, I'm the face,
Got it.
and so I'm like, okay, I'll get there about 3. Wound up running a bit late, got there at about 3:10, and I walk in, and there's maybe room for 20 more people.
At 3:00
Wow.
for a 5:15 kickoff.
Yeah, and they
Wow.
hold well over. They hold probably 400.
They weren't all here for the
Wow.
Army-Navy game?
No. Go Army. We got first in a long time.
That's awesome.
It was a great day for me. But yeah, and they staffed up for 4 o'clock. They're like, because we announced the start of the event for 4.
Yeah.
So we're bringing
Yeah.
in heavy staffing at 4.
So they were behind, essentially.
Oh. And I'm just overwhelmed because
Yeah.
I like to have that hour so that I can settle in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have a beverage, try to eat, because we know that what happens when Dave gets around people, he
Yep.
stops eating. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Dave had about a third of a charcuterie plate,
Oh, jeez.
and that was it.
That was it.
At Queen Anne Beer Hall is like the Berliner.
Yep.
It's a German bar.
Yep. So it's kind of open.
I had 2 liters plus 1 bottle and a third of a charcuterie plate. So
I love it.
Yeah, it was packed. It was so packed. The staff loved us. They loved the group. Like all the fans that were there, they really enjoyed how organized and willing to wait in line and patient Sounders fans were, despite them clearly.
Okay, I was
being
having them help us
overwhelmed.
out.
It
Yes.
was terrific. I mean, they did a great job. There were a couple people that had poor experiences. People got turned away with
Wow.
like 45 minutes before the game.
Yeah.
So you guys have probably seen hands float
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
Get a drink. This
Yeah,
is
get your drinks,
this is
yo.
your it's your like minute warning. Get a drink.
Thands, Robert.
Kind of like a celebration.
Cheers with everybody.
In just a moment. So.
Getting some bubbly
drinking
out.
too
Getting
much?
some bubbly out.
Okay.
Get her a drink.
So it was really great being around all those peeps. So, are you leading it?
What?
No, I'm just saying you're 10 times louder in my headphone than anyone else.
Okay.
So I don't know what
I'll trust
Oh,
you.
it's okay. All you do is just take the microphone back.
No, everybody listening over says I'm way too quiet, but that's not important
Yeah.
because like we don't need to ruin the thing by talking about
Gotcha,
my
gotcha,
mic
gotcha,
levels.
gotcha.
Okay. So you got there. It was crazy. People got turned away.
Yeah, people were turned away by 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Which is
There
crazy.
was
Crazy,
a
man.
dozen people lined up on the road looking in through the window. They weren't smokers. They weren't going to be able to get in. They just knew they wouldn't find another place. Like I know that Damon went to Ozzy's because
Yeah.
Queen Anne Beer Hall was full.
It was full.
And so Ozzy's turned into a Sounders bar. Ozzy is not a Sounders.
Bar.
Like they wouldn't normally show.
Was
the game.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's true all around the region. Is a bunch of bars that didn't normally show it were absolutely packed and still pulled down a 9.9 local rating. And bars don't count towards
Right.
ratings.
No.
That's and
So it was a 9.9 rating without the bars.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Well, technically they
They never
count some portion of
There's an
establishments. Yeah.
assumed number on sports, but
But they
They don't
can't
take account
They can't
or
mark
anything like
down.
that.
They don't really
No,
know
no,
that
no,
there
yeah.
were 300
Yep.
people in bar X.
Yep.
and let's remember, every Applebee's and every Chili's and every TGI Fridays is showing you every baseball game on the air.
Right,
Right.
It's a good 9.9 is a good number for Seattle. It's
That's
a good
awesome.
number.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get to the game. Well, I want to talk about the transit and everything else in a minute here.
Yeah, yeah.
But we basically had a good we had a good transit, right? I mean, there was a couple trains worth of people that came in.
Well, we knew we
popped
were
smoke.
going to need 2 trains.
Regardless,
So we I have to say, first time in years that I've done anything with ECS that we've said, all right, guys, 10-minute warning, close your tabs. And then I went outside expecting 50 people.
Yeah.
And there were 400.
Everybody got one?
Wow.
So we filled the first train.
Yeah, it is.
We had enough time.
I'll post the video. It was fucking epic.
Yeah, it was
Oh my god.
Man.
Okay.
You definitely got that sense of the videos you see from other countries when supporters go on train rides to matches.
All right, everybody have a drink. Does everybody here have a drink?
Anybody didn't get one?
All right,
Get your bubbly online, folks.
From the SonarFeed crew and everybody in the Sounders community, this is a celebration of everything that we've done this year, since 1974. What we've all been involved in one way or another. This is the love of everybody here. So thank you all for coming out tonight. Thanks for watching at home.
Yeah.
We love you guys all. Thank you so much. Cheers!
Yeah! To our Sounders!
And to MLS Cup.
Let's go! Oh, yeah!
Guys, this is bubbles. Don't shoot it.
Yeah, don't shoot it. They're not shots.
They're not shots. They're not shots.
Was that directed toward me?
It's shots of cheers. Cheers. Go ahead, shoot it. The problem is if you tell Kyle to shoot that bottle of root beer,
He totally
will do it. Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, that'd be a lot of
Oh, the Coug is drinking out of a bottle.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Damn, it feels good to be a Sounder.
What are you, Arthur?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is that his saying too? Yeah. Okay, nice.
So yeah, I just watched a half dozen people do shots of prosecco.
If you didn't put your pinky out, you
I
have to
did.
start over.
I did. Did you see my picture of me drinking prosecco out of the bottle?
Oh, that was epic.
With my pinky out?
That other bottle that I have back here.
I don't know.
Are
We
you
can do it after
doing your
this.
Bruce Arena?
Yeah. Cheers, man.
Dude, this is the best, man.
This is
everybody around us hugging, cheering. Oh, man.
Yeah, this is
I wish you got, man.
what it's all
feels
about.
so good, dude.
This is what we do. So,
so damn good.
whether you watched it in a bar in Seattle, whether you watched it at home in Seattle, whether you watched it in Omaha, whether you watch wherever, it doesn't matter where you watched
Yeah.
it.
Sorry you were in Omaha.
Well, sorry you're in Omaha, sure, yeah.
Right there in the middle of America.
By the way, Omaha had a viewing party because
They did.
I read
It did?
Tom's newsletter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
There's a
Get back to the heart of that.
Yeah,
It's the heart that matters more.
it's the heart that matters more.
We just won the fucking cup.
We just won the fucking cup.
We just won it. We just won it. We just won the fucking cup. We just won the fucking cup.
Nice.
We just won the fucking
Just
cup.
put that camera up.
We just won it. We just won it. We just won the fucking cup. And we're having a fucking party over here. And we're having a fucking party over here. And we're having a fucking party. We're having a fucking party. We're having a fucking party over here.
Oh, yeah!
The best part of that for me was that for the first and last time ever, Mark was capo.
Oh my!
By the way, we
Lord.
didn't talk about this yet, but we'll talk about it on the way home story. The parlor game was make fun of Mark basically the whole time.
wait, Mark's got more?
Yeah, Mark,
Yeah.
more.
No more. Oh, okay. That's enough, Mark.
So anyway,
No. Okay.
That
now
just
we
happened.
we live streamed drinking.
Yeah.
So that happened.
Yeah, we're having a good time. So, damn.
so awesome. Hey. Cheers, boys. Cheers.
This is one of those times where I wonder about the poor people who come here on a Monday night.
Seriously.
I have no idea what's going on.
No.
They're like, guys, let's go do karaoke. I want to do some Disney songs. And then they go outside to smoke, and we're all like, having a fucking party.
We had one guy leaning in from the door to the alley, and he was like, "What?" Like,
He
it was great.
probably lives across the way.
There,
All right, the colorful kid who joined us this summer just tweeted to us, Seattle invented the MLS Cup.
You're goddamn right.
Damn.
All right, so
No one won an MLS Cup until 2016. Can you imagine the league was around 2 years and nobody won an MLS Cup?
thank God we came here.
It's actually Clumpers. Clumpers, what was that again?
Oh, God.
Posted. When Brad Evans is trolling the league.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty fantastic.
Yes, it is. Oh, my God. So
His letter.
Yeah.
that's awesome. So,
Lawrence brings something up in the
Go
chat
ahead. Yep.
about Scott Levy.
yes. Oh, yeah.
Did film.
Yes. He was on a show.
Started in
July.
mid-July, and so he has a hell of a narrative.
Yeah, and he was here.
Yeah, he and I texted a lot
Yeah.
over the weekend, and we were planning on getting together. He was actually at the bar Friday night, and he said it was pretty awesome before we all got there.
Yeah, maybe
and
unplug it and plug it
he
back in.
he gave me a couple heads up on how the locker room was and some other stuff, and I'm gonna guess he's got some cool stuff.
No. It's all good.
Gotcha.
No, no, we're, yeah.
You
So,
need to be on the air.
yeah.
It's your
So
show.
we got to the game.
Yeah, and we popped smoke,
Yes.
which was epic.
We had smoke.
There was.
We had some candles.
Oh man.
It was
It
fantastic.
was a good time.
Dude,
I
it was a
periscoped
fucking
a little
epic
bit of
time.
it, and it went from like 0 people to like 50 people in about 30 seconds. I mean,
Yes,
it was
yes. It's
awesome.
Weird how that
dude.
happens.
I know, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, and then we
But-
saw the goalkeeper.
Oh, Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan
Yeah,
was there.
walk by.
So, from Philly.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Jonathan.
So that was cool to see him. Taylor
Yeah.
Graham gave him a big
Yes.
hug. We saw Glenn and all those guys. The usual
Yep.
usual suspects that weren't in the march, but
Yep.
they were there, right?
You guys-
It was amazing. Good.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
See, I can fucking hear you.
Yeah, you're fine. We're fine.
We're good, dude. We're
We
good.
need to stop talking about whether or not
Yeah.
we're talking
Yeah.
and
Just
talk
keep
about
talking.
Just keep going,
Keep
man.
talking.
people care about the soccer,
That's
not about
right.
Dave's mic.
I actually really like it though when we have a producer who's doing something. So
Yeah,
that's
he
pretty
does.
cool.
I appreciate the help.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
I love you. We'll make out later.
Okay, go ahead.
Things escalated
So,
quickly.
we then go in. and
Kristen, I hope you're watching the show.
I don't want to break any secrets or anything, but
Mark, John says he can hear me now,
good.
and guess what you did?
Unplugged
You
everything.
got me to talk louder.
Anyway, so keep going.
It worked.
Nailed
go
it.
into the-
So you guys
Nailed
are going
it.
in.
Going in. That's my start.
Okay, so you guys are going in.
Yeah.
Going in.
And at that point, the hype was so strong. I wasn't that cold, man.
Yeah.
I was not that cold. So.
It was hot. It was hot. I was warm.
It was good.
I wore my sandals and socks. There were idiots wearing shorts. I did not. I was not one of those idiots. I wore 2 layers of bottoms, and I wore 3 layers on top, as expected, and I wore my 3 layers of socks with my sandals. Keens. Hi, Keen. Thank you.
And
And
get
Keen's tweeted
At me.
at him over the weekend.
Yes,
it was
they did.
pretty cool. He felt powerful
I
for
did.
once.
I did.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sandal power. So
Stop.
don't ever say sandal power
All
again.
right, so you're walking in, marching in. Lots of you.
I got the security check was the most rigorous security check I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
yeah.
I heard women had to use a separate entrance.
They did. That was weird. I guess
the
because
hell, Canada?
probably because they had female guards and male guards
To do
doing
the
pat
body
downs
checks.
of everybody.
The pat
Everybody
down.
get pat down?
Yeah, but then it was.
I was actually pretty intensely patted down. I went in with the Tifo crew.
Yeah, so you were.
But I was pretty intensely patted down.
I was not at all. But some people can be intimidated.
yeah.
You know that's also posturing too.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
So like we did the call with them earlier in the week, and they mentioned a few things like don't bring in any flares. There was only one flare that I saw lit on the other side of the stadium
Yeah.
during the penalties.
Yeah.
Don't bring in smoke or flares. Don't sneak in alcohol because they were really, really concerned about, I don't know, whatever. And you will all be patted down and wanded. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get in there and we go up to our seats, and we literally climbed this distance of the Empire State Building, I believe.
God,
About
it
how
might
many
be.
steps?
With like
Somewhere around there.
With
Oh
like
my-
10 layers.
With 10 layers on. I was hot and out of
Yeah.
breath. I'm like, what in the world are we doing? This
Yeah.
is crazy.
No, it was all the cardio I needed for the week.
Then I
No
needed to go to
question.
the bathroom. So I went down there, and we went to the bathroom, and the bathroom was like 75 degrees.
So-
It was glorious.
There were
Yes.
heaters
204
in the
was,
bathroom.
2 of 4 where you guys were was all GA with ECS, right?
No.
24 and above. 25
Okay.
and
Yeah,
above.
25 and
You
above.
got kind of 25 of.
Yeah.
25 to
25 and to 35.
Okay.
Yeah, so 10 rows.
So kind of
The back end,
third
yes.
Yeah.
Of
About, yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Section,
correct.
yeah.
back third of 2 of 4 is
Yes.
GA with ECS.
203 as well, which was just 4 seats wide.
A really small
Oh,
section.
so you guys are the back third of the 2 sections.
Yes.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
one is only 4 seats wide.
Yeah. So
Oh,
There's literally a skinny
like
4
40
seats on the end.
40 seats there.
Yeah.
that sliver where like the teams that don't travel wind up
Probably.
in CenturyLink.
Probably. Yeah. It's actually smaller than that. But yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I needed to know that because I know there were about 1,500
Ish.
ish
Total.
the team controlled that
Yep.
was combined with ECS,
And that was
lottery,
the
friends and
lower, and then some other spots within the lower bowl.
family. Some people with premium. The team got some premium seats and not just.
We heard a rumor that there were premium seats, but yes.
So we get downstairs,
Yes.
and Tom, being the ever optimistic guy that he is, goes, "Hey everybody, did you realize that there's still 90 minutes left?"
No. I said only.
Only 90 minutes.
Half
90
full,
minutes left.
Half full, Aaron. I said, guys, there's only 90 minutes left till kick.
And we're all like,
And they're literally like kind of doing the huddle,
Yeah,
bounce,
yeah.
we're drinking thing.
Yes, sippy
so
cups,
I finished
sippy
that.
cups.
We got that, whatever it was, the rum and Coke.
Bacardi,
and
spice
Coke.
rum, and Coke in a can. Shout out to their stadium for having that.
It was pretty good.
What?
actually.
Liquor for the plebeians.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I love Canada.
Yeah.
Vancouver does the same thing.
And it was good. It was
know what it
Bacardi.
tastes
It wasn't
like
like
CenturyLink?
it wasn't like crap.
A lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be the club seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, when you're in
it gets
Vancouver, you have to do the special for the happy hour. It was vodka lemonade the last time, and that did not end well for basically
was like
anyone.
$6.
It was $6 Canadian, which is
Each?
$4.50.
Yeah, no, I had like 18 of them.
Yeah.
Not really,
Well,
but
the another awesome hookup, Brandy, Dylan's fiance.
Yep.
She gave me the hot tip of the night.
Oh,
They had
yeah.
a bar downstairs that had hot cocoa with Bailey's. No, coffee and Bailey's.
Yo.
Yeah. And then the cup refilled to free
Oh, yeah.
coffee and hot Coke.
$6. The $6 hot cocoa was refillable.
Yeah, dude, it was legit. It was that kept me sane for the
and then you
90
bought-
minutes.
Yep. And then, so we make our way back up to the seats, and there's still a long time. We start singing. I guess there was a flyover. I didn't
There
hear
was.
it. I didn't hear it.
Where was I then? Oh, we were under the display.
Oh, that's where we were.
Yeah.
No wonder we didn't hear it.
Oh, we heard it.
Dude, are you
I
kidding
didn't
me?
hear it.
I heard it.
You might have been downstairs or something because it was super loud. Like it shook.
Like it went. It was like they flew through the stadium.
Yeah, dude. It was intense.
They actually
I had stopped
bombed-
drinking by this
they
point, so I wasn't
bombed
even
the
drunk.
north end of the stadium. That's why there was no seating there. Yeah.
yeah.
Seriously, I didn't hear shit.
Oh, it was super loud. I heard it.
I was in
Were
a-
you under the display?
I was.
Because you were drunk. That's
No.
why you didn't hear it.
No, I was not.
Did you have your headphones on?
No, but I was in a...
Did your ears freeze off?
No.
of
that
your
might
head?
have been it.
No.
Your hat on the ears.
Oh, I did actually.
Your
I did
hat
have
all
my
over your
hat
ears.
over. I did.
Yeah,
So,
that could be it.
So anyway,
but no, for real, I didn't hear it.
It was super loud.
I was
dude.
shocked afterwards
It
when
was
they
super
said
loud.
there was a flyover. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was super
So,
loud.
but I was in a zone. I went into like a weird like.
Yeah, this is
zone.
real. Like what's happening.
Yeah, I didn't.
that's because you were trying to not die.
Yeah, but it wasn't cold. It was.
I mean, it was cold, but you were like not caring.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. But I just really I got into a weird zone.
I noticed it.
yeah,
I
know you
noticed
did.
it.
I know, yeah, because you asked me a couple times
Yeah,
if I was okay.
yeah.
But I needed to get to my center, like where I was trying to
Right.
figure out what that was, because I didn't want. I mean, again, back to the hype thing. I was
Uh-huh.
like, if I got too hyped, then I was gonna die.
And that goes
And-
to the sense of like the intensity of the match, the significance.
But I
to-
also did very little recording. I took very few pictures. I only took like maybe 15 pictures the entire
Yeah.
weekend and like 4 or 5 videos because I wanted to be there.
Tom and Derek would be very proud of you.
Yeah, I know. But I wanted to be there. I didn't want to. I
Yeah.
told my wife too
Yes.
like, before I left. I'm like, I'm going on this trip when I shouldn't necessarily financially, but I'm doing this, and I tried to enjoy every moment. Like
Yes.
I wanted to go to the room, which I needed to go to the room when we dropped off. We talked about it a few minutes ago. I needed to go take 15, 20 minutes for me to take my shoes off, sit on the bed,
Stop.
I know you're old, man.
have a
To
drink.
stop.
20 minutes.
No, I didn't need to do that. That I did in the truck shop. I did that to Flying J. But I just needed that
Oh my
for
god.
me.
That was
Sorry.
a good joke.
That
I
reminds
know.
me,
I
dude.
loved it. I liked it.
Speaking of moments, dude, I almost could not sing the Para Ganar Los Sounders song because we got that going in the section. Shout out to everybody. My boy Kyle here, who's always been a big proponent and gotten it going. But
When a third of the team starts singing along with you
Yeah.
at the Western Conference Championship celebration,
Yeah.
that's
Dude,
that
but it
song's
was
gonna live
so-
forever now.
I immediately texted Jose, who's the guy who's always loved it, created it with a couple other people. And I was like, you're here with us, man. You're fucking here with us.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of those moments, man. It was dope.
Was it
Especially
this
considering.
moment?
Especially considering that the first 6 players that raced the cup
Yeah.
in the stand were Latino
Yeah.
players,
Yeah.
man.
It was great.
I was like,
So I entered my own world. I entered my space. I kept looking at. All the game. I was cheering and chanting to everybody, but I had moments where I just was watching the game, and because that's the way I do anyways. So I watched the game. So from my perspective, I looked at the clock, watched the game, and looked at the clock, and it went by fast.
yes, it did.
I'll be honest with you. If I had not been a Sounders fan or as a Sounders viewer, if I had been a
Soccer.
just
fan.
a neutral party, it was a boring game for long stretches.
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
Really boring.
Did you
I
watch?
know a lot of people who are Seattle natives, Seattle sports fans that don't necessarily like soccer. Because
Yeah.
I used to work at one of the radio stations
Yes,
here.
yes.
And what was great was Dick Fane was texting me. He's like, "This is tense."
That's
Like,
awesome.
He was watching, and it's
That's
like,
awesome.
So tense.
Okay.
And so we exchanged a few texts about what was going on at halftime. So it was great seeing his attention because it's a tertiary sport. For
Yeah.
him, you know?
Right.
But it's the final. And listening to Softy today was kind of the same way. It's like it might be a secondary for Softy, but his wife is like, I hate soccer, and then she's like, who's going to win this? Who's going to win this? This is too stressful.
Yeah.
And for anyone connected to Seattle, that was the game.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Yeah.
No question.
Can't deal with the heart trouble.
Yeah.
Well, there's a difference between bad game and no scoring, lots of middle third of the field.
Yes. And some of that had to do with Kelly, in my opinion.
0% of Fry's early goal kicks got to a Sounder. There was a lot going on that I think you could apply that to. I sort of chuckled and watched the condensed game last night,
Right.
and then watched the highlights. And the condensing game was actually pretty helpful. The highlights went from a minute 30 to 48.
Wow.
That was the jump. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They considered nothing for the highlights, the 5-minute breeze through kind of thing.
So one of the things that we're going to be talking about. Oh, now I've got dual mics.
No, just leave one mic. It's fine.
One of the things that I'm going to be talking about here in a bit on Sounder Heart is that, remember, this is the TFC side that averaged more than 3.5 goals a game
In the playoffs.
in the rest of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah.
And their
Yeah.
expected goals for 120 minutes against the Sounder is 1.1. Sebastian Giovinco, who is capable of winning the MVP in any season.
Any.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Josie Altidore, who is the best healthy forward on the U.S. national team right now, nothing.
Yeah.
And so the defense, particularly the center four, that little square of Alonso, Roldan, Marshall, and Torres, limited their shots to nearly nothing.
Yeah.
And then those that they did get off, Stephen Fry reminded the world why he should have been a top 3 keeper
Yeah.
each of the last 2 years.
Yep.
Amazing.
So that was it is interesting because I saw a lot of that argument, right? And of course, I don't read that troll. I actually blocked that troll from Toronto,
Right.
the guy who writes from the Sun, because everyone, I just don't. He's doing it. He's fishing. He's just out there sitting on his trail and his little trolling boat
Well, he's
trying to
the
fish.
only one saying that
No.
the Sounders played poorly because
I agree.
always concentrate on the offense.
I thought they played
You watch
poorly for
soccer.
a part of it
And
in that final third.
the offense was poor.
It was.
Yeah.
The defense
Was strong.
controlled one of the best attacks that the
Yeah,
league has
totally.
ever seen.
They scored 15 goals in the last 3 games coming into this.
17 goals in the playoffs.
17 goals in the playoffs.
And I called my dad after the game. I called him to share this.
He can't hear me. Oh,
Yeah. But I did call my dad right after the game, And I said basically, the first thing he said, I said, what did you think? What did you think? We're champions. What did you think? And he said, and it's something that he said to me when I was a kid when we watched Mexico play. He repeats it all the time. But it was the very first thing he said. He said, it's better to win ugly than to lose pretty. And soccer, that's soccer for you.
Soccer.
And a lot of times, the team that looks the best on the field is not going to win.
Yeah.
And that's soccer. So it's better to win ugly than lose pretty. And that just goes to show a little bit I agree. I think That wasn't their best game.
Obviously,
Offensively,
Stephen Fry was the player of the game.
Yes.
However, if you take him out of the equation for a moment, who played like the best?
Rolled on.
Roldan
sorry, I
or
just
Alonso.
yeah.
They both
Osvaldo.
had just a couple of moments where
Chad and Torres, I thought played
we're great.
phenomenal.
Well, I think Dave's comment,
Yeah,
a
he
minute
nailed it.
ago was
He-
perfect.
Yeah.
And that's where it's almost like hard. I had said something which is like a hockey thing that this happens. I go, let's just say Sounders lose on penalties. Does Stephen Fry still win MVP of this game? Because like that happens with goaltenders in hockey.
Right.
Every 10 years,
Right.
team loses 4-3 in the finals or something
I think
like
he
that.
almost does because who do you give it to? Maybe the guy who scores the last PK. I mean,
You
how do-
might.
who
Anyway,
Michael
but
Bradley.
He played a hell of a game. He did.
I mean, he's the reason why Nico Ladero
right.
looked.
Look average. Yeah. There you go.
And
Yep.
Anyway,
But
It's even
That's
on
a real-
Twitter now.
yeah, that defensive strategy performance is gonna go down in history, man. That defensive performance, because exactly a lot of the same things that Dave
Yeah.
just mentioned is that we stopped an epic offense. It was like stopping, like similar. I hate to call it that, but it's like the Seahawks when they stopped the Denver Broncos, the highest scoring offense, dude. It was just a legendary defensive performance.
It's like
shit-
shutting down the Yankees
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't, and I think and that was where the, Toronto comments to me were, it was intentional, but the comments back to like Derek of like, Derek's like defense wins championships. It's totally true in any sport where you play defense. You don't have to be the dominant defense. You have to have a defense.
Yes.
Like it's pretty rare that you can just be punishing on offense.
Yeah.
Like even look at like La Liga where you have a couple of clubs that just have insane offenses. You still have to play a little bit.
Oh,
of
totally.
defense.
That's why this is
Well,
such.
no, remember the 2014 team that won the Supporters Shield? It was run and gun. It was the Phoenix Suns of soccer, basically. They're like
Still had
Yeah.
defenders.
Who is the best offensive player on the team this year?
on the full season.
Yeah.
Attacking?
Attacking.
Morris.
Attacking.
Morris on the full season. Nico, if you're gonna.
He wears socks and sandals, just so we're clear. Who helped bring him here?
What?
Alvaro Flaco. I just retweeted it. There's a picture of all the players celebrating, and they're all wearing, half of them are wearing socks and sandals. Just so we're, anyway.
Stop talking.
You just
Anyway,
You just left. Seriously.
Oh, shut up.
No.
Fuck you guys. I don't know. Go ahead.
The just kind of looking at all the things that we did defensively, the resiliency of not only did we stop the most offensive team in the playoffs, but we also out-defended the most defensive team in the conference finals. They were the defensive juggernaut, and we played better defense than those guys that were the best defense in the league throughout the whole season. And the resiliency of the boys to do the things that they needed to do to win the fucking game is just beyond anything that we could have ever imagined.
How many
man.
times did you guys watch the Stephen Fry save? The save.
like I don't know, 712.
I'm around probably like 650.
It's incredible. I mean, that
Yeah.
and watching the different angles. Of course, Jose did the.
Yeah,
I believe
I can fly.
Yeah, I put that as my screensaver
There
already.
you
Oh
go.
my god. Yeah,
For sure.
What a save.
So
What a
I
beautiful
know
save.
we're running hot on the game, and there's a lot we're going to want to talk
Yeah,
about.
I think we're close to being done on the game, right?
Yeah, probably. I think there was a couple of things that jumped out that like people talked about afterwards, like both that night and then yesterday. Jovan Jones take.
That PK.
Holy shit.
Like I thought he missed it when he kicked. I really did.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
were so intense, dude. We were jackets
Oh
off.
yeah, so let's do that.
Jackets off. That was
Nate
awesome.
Bowling. I got to hang out with Nate Bowling almost the entire evening.
Did you
right?
learn basically everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably drooled a few times and like talked about how awesome he is and loved him.
You were a fanboy.
And I
you
was,
were,
because
he
I
was
love
definitely-
him.
Yeah, no,
I think
I
he's
know.
awesome.
I noticed.
Is it
yes.
obvious? Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and I do too. And you're right.
Yeah.
He is pretty cool, man.
Anyway, so he ended up hanging out with us the whole time, which was great, right? Or I hang out with him, however you want to put it. But he said, "I'm going to follow you guys," and we waited and
Yeah.
worked together. We go to PKs. It's cold, and he goes, "Jackets off to our row," And like 3/4 of our row took our jackets off. Our section took our jackets off because we're idiots and we listened to Nate.
Well, duh.
Yeah. And then we all linked arms, which was awesome. Like
I
the,
took
the
out my
players
beanie
linked
too.
arms, we linked arms and watched every goal. And it was pretty epic to do
And
that.
you know, like you said, wanting to just be there in the moment. I didn't take after the game, man. I didn't have any videos of the PKs.
No, me either.
It was just so intense, man, that we were just locked up in there. You know, just we would look up. It was just intense, man. We would all put our heads down and just you could tell, you could feel that the people that you had your arms around, you could feel that they were praying and hoping. You could just feel through that, man. It was intense.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was amazing.
You know, I sort of laughed. Heather, I think it was Heather, was still capoing at that point. And it was like, get to know your... No, Derek had come back for penalties. And it was like, get to know your neighbor. And people were like, oh, I don't think if my knees can
You're
handle
talking about
that.
extra time, right?
Yeah. No, at the PKs. And it was like, he just said, get to know your neighbor. He's like, you don't have to do anything. You just need to get to know your neighbor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was.
And it
That's
was
what we
like
did.
everybody grabbed the kind of 2 people, 3 people around them.
We
and
had our whole
sort of
row.
huddled up.
Everybody
and
was.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It was so cool. And
Yeah,
then
dude. Yeah.
I didn't cheer like any of them. I couldn't cheer the wins or the losses or the misses or the gets.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
I
Personally,
did.
I just was,
Yeah.
I literally was looking at the screen because where we were, I couldn't even. I looked at the screen, looked at the play, in the moment, and it was just that moment of like, I'm here. Holy shit! It was coming down to this. Bradley misses, then Alvaro misses or blocked, right? So it's like back and forth. Just what's gonna happen here?
I was quite glad that I didn't watch it at all.
Yeah, you didn't watch it at all.
You couldn't?
Not a
You just
single thing.
couldn't?
No, I don't watch PKs.
Dave couldn't even.
Couldn't even. So did you just walk away or didn't duck up? You just turned
I
down?
turned my back on the screen, put my head down on the table.
Wow.
A good friend of ours, Rachel, held my hand, and while I was stressing out, and I just absorbed everything from the noise and emotional tension around me.
That's intense, man. How did you guys? I mean, I'd like to see how everybody else watched those PKs. What were you doing in that moment? Liam,
You watched everything well with Liam, yeah.
Mark
Mr.
saying he watched
Positivity.
all.
Yeah. Mr. Positivity. Mr. Positivity, Liam. Shout out, my brother. And no joke, the second Roman's ball went to the back of the net, overcome with emotion.
Did it even hit the back of the net?
It almost went through.
Yeah, I went through the net, I think. Yeah.
I ugly cried.
I think we all did. I mean, it was... So I'd put my jacket down, my phone's in my jacket, my ski jacket. It's always in here. I put it on the seats, and then all of a sudden, everybody was jumping on the seats, and I'm like, oh, shit, my phone that I just bought on Tuesday is going to get smashed. That sucks.
Oh, shit.
It didn't, thank God.
Thank God.
But yeah, it was like people from all around us.
Yeah.
Like, it was like one of those things, you're looking at people like 10 rows over there,
Yeah.
like, oh, my God. And they come like jumping up.
All the
seats
rows,
to hug you,
totally.
and
I
just-
jumped up like 3-4 rows to hug everybody.
Yep.
Get that saw that recognized from Bara.
It was...
Damon came up. Oh my God, it was just.
Heather and Derek.
Beeline to the top. They just like pushed everybody out of their way, climbing up.
Push to the top. Yeah, Heather and Derek pushed to the top. It was amazing. I mean, it was that, holy shit, we just traveled, did all this stuff. We went through 10 months of actual games, 11 months of soccer if you count the preseason, to do this. And we came to Toronto and fucking won. We won the MLS Cup. The rest of the stadium, fucking deflated.
They were
Our section
gone,
was...
too.
They disappeared instantly. My dad said the same thing earlier.
Was insane.
Insane.
Like, it was amazing.
It was pretty nuts.
Like, people down 5 rows in front of me, you could see the tears. Just the happy tears. And I had them. We all had them. But you could see in the lights, oh. The roar on the broadcast was incredible, Kyle just said. Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
Oh, my God. Really?
That's fantastic.
That's so epic.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh, my
watched the
God.
whole game yet.
I haven't either. I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, I'm going to do it probably tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm not. I got a victory parade
You're playing
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah.
But how did you? What
about you?
Yeah, tell us about you.
I was
Tom.
in either the first or second row at that point, and I was with Beth and Amber, Derek's wife.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just like our group of 3, and and I think we all kind of took a break,
Yeah.
got back into it. And when we were, you're going last, so you have to not look it down like 3-2. You have to not look at it
Yes, exactly.
quite so negatively.
Yes.
Like it's not like you're down. You know what I mean? You're down 3-2, and
And you have a spot still.
yeah, it's not like that. So in my head, I'm like, okay, we need to stop here. And you have Stefan Fry. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then dude hit the crossbar, and I think we were like crazy.
So I lied a minute ago. That was the only time I
You did
celebrated.
cheer.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Roman struts up.
Dude.
Well,
And he fucking
in 2 seconds,
Yeah.
puts the ball down like, let's
Boom,
go.
boom, yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was nuts.
Yeah. But you knew, at least, because he almost scored that goal that was at
Oh,
his
yeah.
feet.
He's been. I mean, we talked about this for 5 shows now.
Yes.
Dude wanted a goal bad,
So
this
bad,
season.
dude. So bad.
He ran over to us. Every single player ran right
It was
to us.
crazy. Well, I watched the From the Field video, and it's
Yeah.
like Brad and a couple of the guys, and they are screaming across
Towards
the
us.
field.
Towards us.
Yeah.
Towards not just us, but us.
Yeah.
The corner.
The corner.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
it was towards you.
It was towards me. They called me later and said I was running to you, Aaron.
But that's what it feels like, man. That's
And we were loud. It felt loud. The only
did.
chant I heard the entire stadium
TFC.
was TFC. 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 And the best part was we had a bunch of guys behind us. I don't know who yelled who after
yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So,
oh, and the poutine, yo.
yeah,
The other thing you
poutine,
could
oh my
hear-
God.
Dude.
The other thing you could hear was the stadium bouncing up and down.
Yeah. Oh my-
Yeah.
yeah. That was a little freaky.
I would not be on
So
those
San
bleachers.
Jose is like that too. Like the way they build those stadiums.
Yeah.
That was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it
Grandma
was
just
scary.
said,
Yeah.
she was like,
Like,
hopefully the
that's
civil
a
engineers
good-
are the good ones who
Have
were
you
there
ever been in the
putting that
Space Needle
together.
when it's moving?
Yes.
So like I don't think it's there anymore, but there used to be like an inch meter, and it would say how far it was swaying. And if it gets to like 7, they evacuate the thing. And I've been up there when it's been 2. Like you can tell
Yes.
the Space Needle's moving. This is like I'm. If I had a camera out,
Mark said it was
you would have seen
moving.
it on the camera.
The first born in 1974 when we bounced before the game, we were
It was-
bouncing.
and it was
I'm
like not even
shit.
everybody is in the section.
And when we were
yet.
pogoing, I'm like, this is going to be
Yeah.
interesting. And it was
Yeah.
fine, but
Yeah.
it was
There was
scary.
good times.
It was very good.
Oh, it was epic times.
Then we
man.
sang the Forbidden Away song that you don't sing.
Yeah.
You have,
Whatever.
do you have issues with that?
No.
Oh, okay. And not forbidden, but it's the you don't normally sing it. Singing Jingle Bells, Sounders Went Away was one of the best moments.
Yeah, you're not going to jinx anything at that point.
Right, because we're done. The year's over, right? And then we sang We're Done. And I'm not going to lie, I had a hard time at first when we're singing that. I'm going, we're not
take a-
finished yet.
take a nap.
We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a minute on that one. But that was
Not
cool.
like done like a steak.
Yeah.
We're done. It was pretty awesome. That was, and being in the stadium, watching all the players celebrate. They set up, the only bummer was, of course, they have to, but they set up the celebration away from us, right? Because that's but
It's fine.
Well, because they did all that planning.
I know for the
the home
TSC
team.
to
Yeah.
win. I know exactly. So that was the only
I thought they were fine. The stadium, for the most part, worked out pretty well. There were a couple
Yeah.
little buggy things that
Sure.
we don't have to talk about, but I have to say, them playing full-on commercials with the audio on the screen during the ceremonies and all that other stuff, or like the main ceremony happened, and then after that,
They were doing
went to
Continental
like
Tire.
full-on television ads,
Yeah.
with audio. Like the video, who cares?
Yeah.
Like you, and there was a point actually. We all think they turned up the sound in the stadium. There was something happening, and they were playing music. Oh, it may have been pregame, actually, that we were just full-on singing.
Yeah.
And it sounded like the stadium audio turned up. Like people were talking about it in the stands. I'm like, good. You noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
favorite moment of the match.
Yes.
Which one, Joe? Mark, you spoke up first.
You've got one? He's going to think about it.
Singing Jingle Bells.
Singing Jingle Bells for him. Tom?
Favorite moment.
Got a video.
No, we can post
Like
the video. We'll post it to
actual
SonarFeed.
soccer? Actual soccer, I think, has to be that Fry save.
Yeah. I mean, the save really.
All in is the
Yeah.
Ozzy, his dad hug thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. The Freeburg
That's-
Brad Evans picture from Mike Russell,
Yep.
that where he's got the one tear from Brad. It was pretty epic.
Yeah.
Sebastian Giovinco, breakaway,
Oh.
Ozzy tackle.
3 strides ahead of Ozzy.
Yep.
Ozzy catches him, knocks him on the ass with a hip, takes the ball, goes away.
Yep.
Gio look on his back looking at Alan Kelly, and Ozzy giving his little shoulder shrug, I don't care.
Yeah.
And Alan,
Yep.
no call.
Yep. That was a great moment.
Yeah. Game wise, 2 runs that stuck out. I mean, the save was iconic. It's legendary, but 2 runs that stuck out are the Rodon and Jordan Morris. They made a couple
The
of
late JMO? Or
yeah, they made a couple of like hard ass like runs, and they out muscled, they out hustled, and they beat their man, but they got fouled. They didn't get called. Some of those should have been called, but those runs kind of just brought it together for me in a sense that these boys are giving it all. Like they're all. You could tell.
I would say that Morris run.
Yeah.
Which looked like one of those you knew you were getting subbed off.
Yes.
And he's like, all right.
And
He had a couple though, man.
Yeah,
where you're
that's
just
right.
like,
He got subbed off the
Yeah.
next play.
Yeah.
And then Morris
Yeah.
run.
which is same as
Yeah.
Didn't that happen?
Yeah.
Was it
Happened before?
Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for one second. It was because not only for the game but also for the future. Like those two are going into the future, man. I hate to already go there, but that's why that was the moment.
Yeah.
Mike Russell just said he included many shots from that rolled on run.
Great.
In his thing.
Yes.
So Mike Russell's almost done with his thing. Oh, just posted. Oh God. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. The show's over. I want to go look at that.
Yeah.
Internet's broken.
Yeah. No.
Grandma mentioned the Rodon tackle of Jazzy too.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
In the section or not game related, jackets off. That
Yeah,
moment
jackets off with Nate.
because
The group.
I'm also like I can't handle PKs, but Nate saying that I was like, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Took off jackets, took off my beanie,
And then
we all
linked
locked arms and lived through that moment.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the Morris run down the sideline where Michael Bradley tried to stop him?
That was fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was in the condensed game. So getting to watch it actually on TV, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought it looked good in real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
The giggles are happening over there.
Yeah.
Lots of
I think they're messing
giggles.
with Mark, which is good.
Yes.
All right. So that's it. That's it for the game.
There's some post game things and some other fun things we should talk about.
Yeah.
But we should probably talk to some folks. 'cause
Yes.
I don't know how long everybody
Yeah.
has here.
Yeah.
Not on this mic.
Not on that mic. I think we may squeeze him in with Ugo.
Sounds good, and we'll use the same mic. I'm gonna go with the first 2 people
Dave
that
is-
are already here on the bench
yeah.
with us, and
Okay.
go Kyle, join us.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Oh,
I think he just screwed it up.
let me get this. Let me get this moment, man. Let's go.
Stop screwing around, guys.
All right. So we have Kyle here.
Yes, we do.
Give him the mic.
Pizza Kyle.
Yeah. Talk to me about.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Let's go.
You want to turn that around?
You are with us.
Where that?
Yeah.
Thumbs up, Kyle. Thumbs
shit.
up.
Let's go.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
hey, Kyle, you have
Let's
a
go.
Kyle.
Kyle, you have dessert.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, that's all me.
German chocolate cake and Nutella ice cream.
Yeah, we doing it right because we champions
That's
now.
right.
We
Okay.
we what we want.
Where you going?
Anyways, hey, champions, this bite's
Okay.
for you.
Let's talk
Yo,
about
Kyle just got a
Yakima.
massive piece of cake and a bowl of ice cream.
It's a champion piece of cake,
Done. Money.
y'all.
Hey, what's on the back of that tuple? Can I interrupt? Why don't you keep chewing? I want to take a peek at this.
So real quick,
right.
that right there. How many names do you think are on there, Sarah?
It's around 600.
There's 600 names. on that list, and one very cute handprint from a young man who is a beautiful young child. That Sarah did a 2-pull, which turn back around real quick. This 2-pull is of 2 people. I'm not sure who they are. Let me think about that. Who would that be?
Sexy.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a beautiful man and a skank.
I'm the skank. I'm not the beautiful man.
Money.
Why?
High five to that. Yeah.
So
I'm the skank.
and then turn it back around again. So
I don't know how I feel about that.
Sarah did a great 2-pull of 2 of the 2 supporters who are here tonight. We're so glad they're here from Yakima who drive thousands, like 6,000 miles a year to support the boys. And then she brought 600 names of people who were not able to make it, and their names are on there. So they were there with us, which was, I thought, one of the best things.
I do love the crossed off ones.
Yeah, because they were crossed off ones because people last minute went to the game. And so Liam, Jeremiah, Stephanie Steiner, yep.
And then this one was Xander Bailey.
Xander Bailey, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we saw
In
him
the lobby.
in the lobby at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very happy.
I gave him a high five. Yeah. So that was cool. So Sarah, thank you for that. I love that. That's awesome.
This section especially is the people.
Oh, the in memory of.
Who are no longer with us. Yeah.
Yes, the supporters that are gone. Yes. That's fantastic. So Kyle, talk to us about
Thank you.
Yakima. Because you guys have done an amazing job. We talked about you a lot. I only brought with me 4 scarves.
Yep.
Only, which I know
Only.
sounds like a lot, but
Hey.
my pride scarf, my dry-sider scarf, my Barra scarf, and my original ECS, or one of my original ECS scarves. I brought those are my lucky scarves the ones I wear the most.
Yeah, for your 4 necks, right?
For my 4 necks, and my Spark belt and everything else. So, yeah, sure.
It's a fancy fanny pack.
Yeah, exactly. But talk to us about what you guys have done a little bit, and then leading up to your game.
Yeah, man.
Saturday.
So we've had a little group of supporters in Yakima that we've kind of gotten together the last few years, hang out, watch the matches together, and kind of out of the blue, our bar closed, and so we were really bummed because we had been building momentum, getting more and more people joining us. They knew where to find us. Then all of a sudden, it was over, and so the group of us that would normally get together, Bert's Pub. It's now called V Pub. It opened back up, but it was Bert's.
It's
That's
where we brought,
started our origin.
and it's where we brought the supporter shield too.
Yes, exactly.
Which was cool. That was
Yeah,
a cool
that
event.
was
You know,
great.
yeah.
So yeah, they ended up closing, and we were like, okay, now what? And so the group, like our little core group, got together, and we decided, how can we bring this back together, solidify it, grow support. So we decided to organize as a subgroup, thinking this will be a future thing that we do. And we kind of talked to some other folks about it, Kyle Clavin, Tom, and some other folks with ECS, and they're like, yeah, let's do it now.
Yeah.
And so it's like, totally not ready for this, but yeah, sure, let's just jump right in and do it. And for a first year, we've got probably about 15 to 20 people regularly showing up for away matches. Home matches are a little smaller because a bunch of us have season tickets. What's up, Hugo? But yeah, so we've had a decent first year. We've got a little home bar that we got together with. A couple of them, one all ages, one 21 and over, and right off the bat, we had an official ECS viewing. And
that was epic.
It was fantastic.
That was an epic
I heard a
weekend.
story or two.
You weren't there, were you? Oh, yeah, we may have had a few
Unfortunately.
drinks or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, some bright pink things at the bowling alley that everyone was
Oh,
drinking.
my God, that was amazing.
Yeah.
The bowling alley was great.
All the sugar ever.
Oh, my
All
God,
of
the
it.
strawberry daiquiris that you guys were drinking. Oh, my God.
Everyone crashed
Wrecked.
real hard
Oh,
after
really
that one.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that helped us gain a lot of momentum and just be like, yeah, guys, this is what we're trying to do, to the people back home.
Yep. So is there a coincidence that the year that Dry Cider started?
It's not a coincidence at all.
Okay, I just wanna make sure.
That's where this was. Yeah, let's go. That's what this was all building up to. Is I was basically going to tell you you're welcome because
Sorry, I ruined your
we
story.
decided to form a subgroup over in Yakima for East Siders, what we call the Dry Side. So we're our goal in the future is to get chapters out Tri-Cities,
Nice.
Spokane, Ellensburg, all these towns that don't get enough love or representation from the club as we see it right now anyways. Yep. We're trying to grow that support and be like, hey guys, we're out here, help us out. And we saw a lot of that this weekend because the club decided to say, "Oh, hey everybody, this is where you can watch a match or two." We got a big championship game coming up, so let's tell people they can get together and actually watch this match with one another, which is the way we should be doing it every match.
Right. Yep.
And we saw an amazing turnout in Yakima. I heard in Spokane, they meet up at this place called Gino's. I guess they had a really great turnout there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Like, if the club could do that every week and just be like, hey guys, you can head out here and watch a match with these folks.
Well,
Guys out there at the con, somebody said that they're setting up a Boise.
Yeah, we got
Yakima guy did it.
yeah, we got
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, word.
Brian Boise.
yeah, Boise Brian, man.
I said it back.
Yeah, shout out Boise Brian if you're watching. Yeah, he's our boy. He's out in Boise, and he started up his own chapter. He was like, "Hey guys, you mind if I do this?" And we're like, "Hell yeah, get it going." So he's got a pizza place which is close to my heart out in Boise.
Nice.
That is their official partner now. A little bit, man. A little bit.
wait, Pizza Kyle likes pizza?
I don't know how that happened. Total
What?
coincidence.
Weird.
But yeah, man, it was great. We had our bar was completely packed.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a panic to start the day because we showed up early just to like hold down the spot.
Yep.
And one of the waitresses comes in and goes like, "Oh, are you guys gonna hang out here for a little while?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be here like all day."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hopefully partying all night." And she goes, "Oh, because we have it reserved at 5 o'clock." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's probably for us." And she's like, "No, we have a holiday party of like 32." And we're like,
named Sarah though.
"Oh, yeah, also named Sarah." So we're like, "Yeah, no, it's totally us." Turns out it wasn't, so we had to scramble, tell everybody to get their butts down there as soon as possible so we could start holding all the tables in the main part of the bar instead of the banquet room, which we usually have. So all of our crew started showing up about 4 o'clock or so and grabbing tables. Like we all went out and just like started laying
There's, like,
scarves
4
down
of
and
us
jackets.
holding down 10
Yeah.
tables. Like,
4 people holding down 10 tables.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. So how many people do you think showed up for the match?
Yeah, so we packed the entire bar, the whole front end of the bar.
That's awesome.
30.
That was like way
Vast,
early.
yeah.
That was well before the match started.
That's awesome.
We were definitely probably pushing 60 because we had the whole front end of the bar, and there were people at the they have main bar, and then they have another front bar that was counter bar that was also full with Sounders fans.
they put the chairs in the walkway.
Yeah, they had chairs in the walkway. We had kids sitting up front in front of all the tables on the floor. It was incredible. It was wild.
Porsche were there.
Yeah, our
No
folks
way.
came out. Yeah, we had a lot of people there.
Well,
and
that's
it was a
awesome.
lot of fun to be able to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to be able to share that with everybody and be like, look, we could make this happen every
week.
We sang a bunch of songs. We got some pogos going. Like you guys were saying, jackets off, arm in arm. Let's watch these PKs. Let's support for our boys. We were doing the same exact thing in the bar. Like all of us stood up. Nobody was in their chair. We were all linked arm in arm. And like just praying together,
That makes me
hoping these
so
balls go in the back
happy.
of the net. It was awesome.
That is so awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
So,
you guys have done. I mean, you're obviously our brothers and sisters, right? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
But it's like so amazing to watch. My in-laws are over in that area, so when I'm over there, it was great to see you guys.
Yeah.
and, I love it. I just love to see that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun, and we've had a lot of support and help from the people with ECS and the
Yeah.
other subgroups, just kind of helping us along the way. Being
Did
like,
you end up with anybody from here over there?
let's see,
And probably not as many as it would have been because the weather was.
Yeah,
the pass was.
the pass got
crushed.
really bad.
Like a
Britt,
foot of snow.
Britt and Christian, we're gonna head over
Yeah.
with Damon as
Yeah.
well. Marcus had talked about coming over,
Yeah.
and maybe Mariana.
But it was like a foot of snow.
Yeah, the pass
Yeah.
got rocked, and so
Yeah.
everybody. And I don't blame them at all.
No, I don't either.
I didn't want anybody traveling over in that. But we did have a lot of people in town. We had a couple of guys that were from Alaska that found us because the Sounders decided to let people know they could watch with us, and so they were in Moses Lake actually. And they left Moses Lake and just hauled ass to Yakima to make the kickoff. And so they were just kind of hanging out along the wall. And so at halftime I went over to go tell them what's up and just introduce myself and everything. And they're like, "Yeah, we're actually from Alaska. We got a little group of supporters up there that we kind of hang out with."
That's awesome.
And,
Hello.
yeah, I sent them home with a couple of Dry Cider T-shirts and everything. So yeah, it'd be nice to get in touch with them again and just help them out.
Well, we're gonna have you guys back. This is your first time you guys have ever been here.
Well,
SonarFeed.
Yeah, for SonarFeed.
You've been here to the bar, but never
Yep.
for SonarFeed.
This is my first time.
Oh, this is your
here.
first time at the bar. It is.
Yeah, I was here for SonarFeed tournament.
The tournament
Yeah.
last year, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly, yeah. Because
Then
it
I've
was a
been here
beautiful
for a
day.
couple of away
It was
viewings.
beautiful that day.
Yeah, it was great.
So, I love the fact that you guys came out tonight to see
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys. I mean, this is like funny. I texted you or tweeted you, and I'm like, hey. if you leave now, you can be there, and you were on the way, so you were like giving me false.
Legit braved the snow.
Yeah.
So
it was shit.
It was bad.
we were going to be coming over for tomorrow, obviously, and
Yeah.
joining
Yeah.
the party and having a good time. We had been watching the weather kind of all morning long, being like, things aren't looking so good. And it's like, the hell with it. Let's just hit the road now. And so Sarah's like, yeah, I'll be there in an hour. Let's go. So we hit
That's
the
awesome.
road, and like you just said, you had tweeted me being like, oh, hey, if you leave this evening, you can make it for SonarFeed. And I'm like, yeah, right, dude. Have you seen the weather? No way we're getting there in time. And half hour later, we're staring you in the face, flipping you off.
That was awesome. I love it.
It was a good time, man.
Thank you guys for what you do. Thanks for driving over.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thank you
being
guys.
capos, both of you, the collective capos. I want to have you guys back on. We should maybe do a couple of quick SonarFeed questions though, because they're not. When are they going to get back here?
Yeah.
So quick fire. We're gonna go this real quick fire.
Wait, it's only him, so.
No, you're here too. Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie. No, Tupac.
I'm a biggie, dude.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Girl Scout cookies.
Thin Mints.
I did it.
Yo,
You guys, mine is even
Mark
worse.
broke his phone.
Yo,
Mark
Mark's
broke his
gonna
phone.
unplug.
Mine's even worse.
No.
Short.
I got Mark's phone, y'all.
Oh, you are a trefoil. We talked about you this weekend. Then she's the first trefoil.
It happened. You
Yes.
were actually the first. Good
Yeah.
job.
They do
It's my
exist.
favorite.
I'm sorry, man.
You can sit.
Unbelievable.
No, you're
I
good.
just took the mic away.
Just ask your question.
Ask your question.
Favorite taco.
I do carnitas.
Carnitas.
Good call.
I get down with all of them, man. I don't have a favorite, dude.
Cal just folds
I don't
pizza and is like,
discriminate.
what?
LFG.
How can you pick a favorite taco, honestly?
That's why I love this man.
What historical figure would you
Let's
like to
go.
go into a bouncy house with?
Second U.S. president because we share the same birthday. John Adams.
John Adams.
Do you like how she filled in who it was?
Yeah.
Because half the room was like,
Like
what?
who?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's John Adams.
Yeah,
you
John
guys,
Adams,
Sorry.
Iggy Pop.
Ooh, nice.
Iggy
Okay.
Pop in a bounce house actually.
You know he would probably
yeah,
pop
right.
that shit. He's
Right.
pierced
Yeah, you
everywhere.
pop that shit.
There'd be
That's the
SUVs
point.
all over
That's
that
yeah.
thing, like,
Honestly, that's what I was gonna
So
tell you.
you're
My
just trying to-
reasoning is so we could just absolutely destroy
You're just
it.
trying to cause civil destruction.
Yeah, if anybody can destroy a bouncy house with me, it'd be
All
Iggy
right,
Pop.
that's fair. There's so many questions to ask. Favorite thing that you've bought in the last year that was $100 or less?
Pizza.
All right. Just say yes.
The one in
Yes.
Denver.
The one in Denver.
Yeah, the pizza in Denver was pretty darn good. The best part of that pizza was the dude that was stoned out of his gourd in the front of the line who remains at the cash register after getting his pizza and just eating it at the cash register while everody is
And
trying
the best
to move
part
through
was
the line.
that place was like,
Yeah, they were just like, whatever, dude, go ahead. It wasn't Jeremy. Chase was there with me. It could have been Jeremy on another night, though.
Yes.
No last names.
My favorite less than $100 purchase would be when I had a jacket embroidered with skank on it.
Nice.
And the people, when I came back to pick it up, they're like, "You're the sweetest person we've ever dealt with. Like, why does your jacket say skank?" And I'm like, it's my nickname. And they're like, "You're so not a skank." And so they're super nice. And I've gone back several times now, so they see skank. And
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, it's that sweet girl who's not skanky."
I love it. That is
Sweet
fantastic.
skank, sweet skank.
That is awesome.
They've also learned why she's called Skink since then.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, I just heard.
I'm so confused right
This is the
now.
best.
I'm really sorry, you guys. I just heard myself saying, hi. Deal with it.
It's okay.
Anything else, man?
Any other questions?
Your favorite dry cider supporter group moment of the season.
Ooh, great question.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
That's why it's called a hot seat.
I know.
What is it, Mark?
We all came out.
That was a good one. That was a great one. Mark slept in my basement, everybody. I made him put the lotion on his skin. I also sprayed him with the hose, even though he did it. That was a good time.
I slept in a separate room in the basement. Okay, I'm just clarifying that.
We went to a carnival before the soccer
Oh my
match
God.
that day. And hearing Derek scream like a little girl on a ride was probably he's not like
No
an
judgment.
official, no judgment, because I fucking screamed too. Sorry. My bad. Just hearing him scream. Wow, it was pretty.
Just for
awesome.
clarity, she said fucking.
Also,
you know-
I took a video of that. I'm pretty sure I have it.
And
We all
watching
screamed.
watching Kyle get off a ride, literally run back to the front of the
There was no line.
line. There was no line, but literally run back to get back on the ride, and seeing the face that he had, which was just pure euphoria, was amazing.
There's no other way to
I can
ride
tell
a
you
ride.
that he also does that on the ride at Redondo Beach, which is still one of my favorite pictures ever that Marcus, who walked behind
Yes.
you, took of that. That was one of those fantastic moments.
It's
So,
a good memory. It popped up
yeah.
on Facebook a couple weeks
Oh,
ago, and I was like,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you do. And that was the same thing. There was nobody there, and we rode that like 14 times in a row.
Yep.
Quite literally.
Yep.
Over and over and over again.
I would say my favorite Tri-Sider moments, I think, was kind of after we had got together, got organized, grabbed some paint, grabbed some fabric, threw some 2-poles together. We all met up at Joel and Elsa's. Shout out Joel and Elsa's house. And Elsa, she can cook some mean tacos, bro.
That's awesome.
Super jealous. That's gonna happen next season. I'm gonna be there, and then homemade tortillas too. I heard.
Yeah. So yeah, we all got together, made some 2-poles, just hung out, had a great time. You know what it's all about. Like that's what we're trying to do. And then coming back over here for that next match right after we did that, and seeing our 2-poles up in the air, representing for our set 509. And
Yeah.
it's just good to see that color up in the air. And I want to bring more of that back to the Brown men's. So that was my favorite moment.
Yeah.
I said mine. I was talking about the rides.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that's right, dude. Dude, I'm in love right now. Like
I am too.
everybody,
Thank you guys.
man. Like,
Thank you guys for what you do.
Yeah, seriously.
It's literally
All of it.
You guys inspire locally. You guys inspire Sounders wide.
Appreciate
And we
it.
love it. So thank you guys for that.
Love you guys, SonarFeed.
Go eat your cake and ice cream. Will do. Because you're having your ice cream and your cake
That's
too.
Kyle's cake, not my cake.
Go eat your cake, Sarah.
Cheers, y'all.
And I have
Did
something.
you have a Washington
I have
apple
something
yet?
fun to tell you. I'll come over a little later.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'll grab Grandma real quick and then
Yeah.
we'll grab Max.
Yeah.
grandma.
Or like,
We
let's
could
grab
grab
Max
Max and
Let's
Grandma.
grab Max. Max, go ahead. Have a seat. We'll grab Max, then we'll grab you. And then Adam. Okay. Either one. Max, how are you?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Why don't I step out?
Okay. Why
Let
you?
Ugo still talk?
Okay.
No. And then you can have 2 people.
Oh.
Have a good conversation.
Okay.
For the interest of time.
Okay.
No?
You don't have to leave. It's up to you.
right.
I mean, I don't know. Max, how are you?
I'm great.
Good.
So almost like we won a championship or something like that.
Yeah, it's like weird. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. You are one of the amazing photographers who has been able to.
Oh, that's fine.
Fortunate to join us at
Oh,
many
man.
matches. So.
You know, my name's Max Kino. Oh, hello. What's going on?
Go ahead. He was just trying to break everything.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
All right. My name is Max Kino. I'm currently a photographer for Prost America. Shoot all the Sounders games that I can. That's actually changing next year. I'm going over to Sounder Hart in probably about a month.
Nice.
So, looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Now you were in Toronto.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about what is it like to go and be there in the role of someone in the shooting the match.
Well, it's interesting when you travel because there's 2 sides to it. On one hand, you want to. Oh, hello, what's going on there? Oh, we got it. On one hand, there's the. Do you want me looking at this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Or me.
Oh, okay. So on one hand, there's a party that's a fan, and you're traveling and you're spending your own money, so you want to have a good time and have fun. But the other side of it is you're a professional, and you've got to do a lot of work. You're shooting the game, you're shooting the fans. There's always something to take pictures of because you're trying to capture an entire weekend. Leading up to the game, I couldn't drink, of course, because you can't be on the field drunk, or
Right.
even with a beer. You can't,
No.
I could have, but you shouldn't. You really
no, right.
shouldn't.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You want to, but you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
After the game, sure, all bets are off. But even after the game, everyone else goes off and parties. I have to get my first, 20, 30 photos off to my site so that they can post their stories.
Yeah.
And you're on a time crunch.
Yeah. So real quick, this is Adam Weigel.
Hi. Hello.
How's it going?
Adam Weigel is Bootstrapper Studios.
Bootstrapper Studios.
Who is doing the broadcast tomorrow.
this live stream? Yes.
Live stream tomorrow, which is awesome. Thank you for that. by the
Yeah,
way.
you're welcome.
So you also were there in a fan capacity.
Yes, I
doing
was.
stuff too. So we'll grab you in a minute.
No,
We'll-
I thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, come on in.
Go
So,
ahead.
Go ahead. Continue on. So you basically you really can't pre-funk.
Right.
You can't enjoy beverages during the match.
Correct.
And then after the match, when we're all out, and there's what surprised me is when I got to the train, it was midnight.
Right.
It's like, holy crap, the bars are closing in a little bit. I haven't had a drink since before the game started because once the game, I couldn't drink. I didn't like.
Same here.
It was too much. And normally I do drink at games.
Right, yeah.
But I could not drink during the game because it was so intense.
Right. And
It
I
was way too intense. I didn't go to the bathroom. I didn't move. Like literally.
I got out of the stadium around I think about 1 o'clock. Sounds about right.
1 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah. Just because I had to get all my photos done, or
Yeah.
not all, but when you take 4,000 photos in a day, you're not going to get them all edited.
Is that how many you took was 4,000?
Yes. Normally I take around 1,200, but this was I shot a lot of the pregame at the
Okay.
Loose Moose.
Yep.
I shot a lot of the march.
Okay.
Then a lot of just atmosphere photos.
Okay.
It was it wasn't like a normal CenturyLink game. It's not things I'd seen before. It's brand new stadium. Because it's the final, there's always something going on. A lot of ceremonies going on.
Yes.
Which is just crazy.
So what was your favorite part of the match? Filming, what was your favorite part of it?
From a personal side or the professional side?
Great question. Both.
Okay. I will say, well, personal side, when we win.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go.
It didn't quite hit me that we had won at first.
Yeah.
Because my first thing is, I've got to get a photo. I have to get the photos of the celebration. So I would say probably from a professional side, my favorite part was anticipating Ladero and Ozzy grabbing the trophy and completely bypassing what was the script was for MLS.
Yeah.
And running around the entire
Stadium.
Not the stadium so much, but they had that giant backdrop.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to carry the cup along and be presenting it to the fans slowly and like very ceremoniously. And they just grabbed the cup and ran around the other side and sprinted. So all of the MLS cameras were out of position.
Yes.
I wasn't. I was ready because I knew they were going to come over.
Max on the back right now.
Yeah, no
please.
doubt. Thank you, Max. Holy crap. Because that was one of the moments I saw too, and I about died at that point because to me it was like we were doing the CenturyLink march around the field.
Right.
And that was the moment of like, these guys, they love us.
Right.
They are.
Where do you want me?
Wow, that was money, man. That's so awesome that you were ready and prepared for that.
Yeah.
Dude. That's so money.
Well, you have to be. I mean, that's one thing you quickly learn about being a photographer is anticipation. What are the tendencies of the players? Not only during the game, but who's going to celebrate the most? Who's going to show you the most emotion? Who's going to give you the best shot? And then on top of that, there's somewhere else is going with this too. The TIFO. I got told in advance that there would be a display from the MLC supporters. I didn't know what it was. I don't need to know what it was.
Right.
It's because you don't leak it to the media, even ones that you like.
Yeah.
Because you have to keep it secret. You have to. I
Yes.
understand that. But they told me we will have a display, so I was ready for it. When they did their fireworks display beforehand, smoke went up, and that you could not see the supporters.
Oh.
So I was moving around, looking. Okay, where can I see the big display from the MLC supporters, and where the Toronto display is going to go up? So I actually had to give up my good spot of the pregame stuff to get that. And then on top of it, it was by pure luck that the smoke cleared off just in time to get the shot.
And it was a great shot, by the way.
Oh, thank
it was
you.
a great shot.
But what blows my mind is how was I the only photographer that had a shot of it?
I don't know.
And I mean, that's not to toot my own horn, but how could we have so many photographers from Seattle, from the Sounders? The Sounders sent 3 photographers. How could they have not one on the ECS knowing there would be a display? They had to know.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I didn't know what it was either, right? I mean, I know like everybody who does TIFO. I didn't make it out this time, so I literally had no idea. And
By the way, shout out to TIFO crew. One night.
They did that in one
They
night?
sewed. They had sewn already.
Okay.
One night.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
That was a big, like a one-nighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want
97 pounds, by the way.
Yeah, I know because I drove it to the airport.
Anyway, sorry, Max.
oh, no problem. And I don't want it to sound like I'm bashing on the Sounders photographers because that's not fair.
Yeah, no.
That down there on the field was chaos. There was I have not been around that many photographers in a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
So to try and coordinate at all was impossible. Matt Warso and I, we were shooting for Prost. Before the game, I flat out said, the only assignment is there is no assignment. You shoot what you want, take all the photos you can, and I'm going to do the same. If we sit next to each other, it's okay. Let's not play the game of try to coordinate too much because it's going to be impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, turns out we were right next to each other for the first 20 minutes.
Right.
Until I peeled off and tried to get a different spot. But
What was your favorite picture of the whole night then?
so far, in terms of quality shots, there's one shot of Jordan Morris getting defended where the defender is doing a slide tackle and he's still in midair. I haven't posted that one yet, but I will. My favorite shot from a personal side, I shot Ladero and Valdez holding the cup up to the supporters from behind. So you can see them hold up the cup with the supporters up in the crowd.
That's awesome.
And
How many of your photos have you posted so far?
I've only posted about 15 publicly.
Wow.
There's been some issues with my computer and with my watermark getting put on. So and I got to get it watermarked. I have to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's just a little signature in the corner, but it's Murphy's Law. If I don't post the watermark, that's the one that goes viral, and no one knows who does it. And
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's a little greedy of me to say that, but it's also reality.
No, I mean, I think if you don't,
Yeah.
no, it's your job. Yeah, trust me. Like when Mike's taken a lot of photos of me over the year.
Right.
Somehow, I love Mike. He's
Which Mike?
Mike Russell.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, exactly. And this is his last game, right?
Yes.
This was his last game.
Well,
ish.
yes.
Ish.
I mean,
Except, he's gonna pull the Landon Donovan of the photographers
Well,
and retire multiple times, hopefully.
And there's a reality to it that Sounder Heart has as much clout as Post does, if not more.
Right.
So if at any time Mike Russell wants to come back,
Yeah.
we can get him in there.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be honest.
Exactly. All right. So he took a photo because I saw him before the game of Hugo and I.
Right.
And I tweeted it out from the SonarFeed account, and it was one of those moments. Like it was the perfect.
Awesome, man.
It was the perfect
Yeah.
Hugo hype series.
Yeah,
All crazy.
let's go.
And me sits like the Santa, Sounder Santa, smiley little
Nice.
idiot that I am. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, so funny thing about Mike Russell, and I hope I'm not taking up too much of you guys' time with this stuff.
No,
You're
God,
here.
no,
Talk.
So,
How many times have we gotten to do this so far?
This
Zero.
Yeah. Exactly. And we want to have you back on in a quieter, more
Sure.
but that'll be later.
So what I'll say is when I first started shooting for like Sounders games,
Yeah.
there's two photographers who I've looked up to, Mike Russell and Brandon Bleak. Brandon Bleak has this amazing ability to capture raw emotion
Yep.
that I have not seen from anybody else. And he holds his camera on someone just a little bit longer than anybody else. There's one of my favorite photos he posted was from the San Jose game, where Wondolowski rings a penalty off the goalpost,
Yep.
and every photographer and their mother, including me, focuses on the ball. Brandon Bleak swings his camera to Fry and gets him kissing the goalpost. It's an amazing
That's
photo.
a great photo.
So now Mike Russell, his ability to capture, how do I even say it, iconic photos.
Yes.
He does it. The Jordan Morris first
Oh
goal,
my God.
boom in the air.
Yes.
I mean, and it's because he's prepared, he's ready, and this is one of my favorite stories to tell, and he always laughs whenever I tell him this, but during one game, I actually intentionally sat next to him and did nothing but listen to his camera clicks while watching the game to figure out, all right, what is he looking at? What's he shooting? What's he
God.
anticipating
That's
for?
incredible.
And in about the 10 minutes I did it, I learned so much. I'm sort of a machine gunner. I go boom, 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 boom. I'm shooting like crazy. Mike Russell's a freaking sniper.
Yeah.
He's like, you hear a boom,
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, and you're like, how did you catch that?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to get better that way. But so But Mike Russell, I look through his galleries every time he posts it.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a photographer myself. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't compete with people. I try to get the best I can, and part of that's learning from other people.
Which is, I think, a great comment, is that there's a lot of people who would naturally want to be competitive in that environment, but to learn from each other and be part of a community, it's way better it's a better way to look at life in general.
I have to say that, like, there's a lot of things I think feel very different in Seattle than like where I've grown up, and like even other sports scenes and so on. This is yet another one where like it's Max's livelihood, it's Mike's and so on's. No one's really trying to burn one another. Would somebody be happy if they got the better photo and made money? Sure. But like it doesn't feel ruthless.
Yes, correct. Yep.
To me.
Yep.
Most.
No, put it back in there. Put it back in there. It's better.
Anyway, it feels like everybody respects one another.
Yes.
Legitimately, not just like while you're on camera.
So we will definitely have you back on.
Okay, cool.
But we wanted like that an instantaneous. You're here. We want to hear about like your story.
Right.
But now as a Sounder Heart photographer, we definitely want to have you back on for sure.
Oh yeah,
next year. And I'd like to do one of the things I've always wanted to do is like do like roundtables with people.
Sure.
I think it'd be fun to get a bunch of the photographers on here.
Do it.
And just do
talk about stuff.
Yeah, talk about stuff. Because one of the things that's interesting, talking to Scott Levy like a few weeks ago,
Yes.
he talked about how when you get the entire group in unison and you can catch that, it's that amazing thing. But what you find, I'm sure you're the same way, you get one person out of not like looking at his phone or doing whatever, it changes the entire mood of that photo.
Absolutely.
And so it's fun to listen to hear those kind of little tidbits, if you will.
And I will say, bring the pros photographers on too, because pros has a strong photographer lineup, a very strong lineup, and I'm gonna toot my own horn on this one. 3 of them are ones I've recruited, but I recruited them for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they're professional and they're good.
Exactly.
And enthusiastic. They love the sport.
Yep.
And so another story I'd like to tell from the Cup.
Yeah.
And this is one of the. When you said the word ruthless and it popped in my mind, I was ruthless during the Cup during one moment. During the PKs, we were crammed in like sardines, and one of the guys next to me, he's standing there. And he almost ruins the shot for a lot of us by instead of, like, we're all side by side and we're respectful of each other. We don't lean forward because that cuts off someone else's angle.
Yeah.
He pulls out his smartphone and puts his hand out there. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
You're not going to get a good photo with a smartphone.
No.
So I smacked his arm. Now, I was trying to smack that phone out of his arm because I was mad.
Yeah.
It didn't fall out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I was just like, dude, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm trying to get the shot. I'm like, not with that, you're not. I mean, the lighting is good, but it's not that good.
Yeah. Bye, Charmaine. We love you. That's awesome.
So, yeah, that was a very uncharacteristic moment of Max right there. I'm not a violent person.
I was gonna say, you don't seem like a guy who's gonna do that kind of a moment generally.
But, yeah, I had to because the thing about a lot of photographers is that they don't say anything.
Yeah.
Or they don't do anything about it. They'll say something and then say, "Hey, you."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly. I love it.
So.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Absolutely,
Max.
guys. It'll be fun. We
Definitely
should
have
do
you
it
back
again
soon because I think there's more to the story. There's
Oh,
more of
absolutely.
it.
Yep.
It's important to hear in my mind, which is why we do the show, is to find out the little the tidbits.
Sure.
Of like, or timbits, if you will.
No, but that.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. But that's actually a thing I would say this community, not just like the people in the room, but like the Seattle the Seattle sports community.
Yes.
Loves minutia.
Yes.
And
Yes,
I think
we do.
detail is really, really interesting. And like focus and attention and like people who notice cool shit. And it's like, it's not just that you got the cool catch, it's you got the cool catch and it's whomever receivers, Jimmy Graham's toe is just inside the line.
Right.
I think people really genuinely appreciate that. And not that that's new in sports by any means.
Yeah.
But we're also like attention span deprived and whatnot that
Not
it's
us.
cool to
Yeah.
talk to people that appreciate that sort of stuff,
Yep.
and see it. So like, At the end of the day, though, you talked about Mike and your approach to doing things.
Right.
At the end of the day, you might trash 500 photos to get 5, and maybe Mike took 10 to get those 5.
More like it's like I take 500, Mike takes 100.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Right.
yes, yeah. It's
Forget the percentage
Sure,
there.
sure,
But
but-
like the point is the same. It's not like you're just spewing photos on the world.
No.
You're still then culling on the back end.
You have to.
And
You
spending
have to.
all that time.
Exactly.
It's just you have a different approach to like appreciate the same end result.
Absolutely.
So I do want to tell one last story, if it's
Sure.
okay.
Oh, please go ahead.
Is this about your cell phone again?
No, it's about my hat.
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Uh-oh. All right.
Go ahead,
Yeah. So as you guys know, it was freezing cold out there, absolutely freezing. So I only had one hat with me, and it was just like this little black beanie that wasn't that warm. So I had this dragon hat that my wife gave me, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put the hat on. I'm going to wear the hat. It's warm, and honestly, I'm here to have fun. This is my reward for being serious all season long.
Yeah.
This is where I can have fun. I'm not in a rush to get anything out. I quite literally told Matt Warso, the guy that's shooting with me, we have one job. One job. We have to get the trophy being raised by whatever team wins it. That's the only photo that anyone's ever going to want to see for the first day. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, so, and we got that. Hooray. We're awesome. That's not that hard. So, but there's also professional standards. And I was like, I don't know if wearing a dragon hat on the field violates that professional standard. And the photo marshals, sometimes they're quite strict about things. And the photo marshals saw me wearing the hat and made a beeline right towards me. I'm like, ah, crap, hat's coming off.
Yep.
And he's just like, I just got to say, that's the coolest hat I've seen all day. And just wanders off.
Yes. But they were Canadians, so that's probably why they
No,
were
no,
nice.
it was actually one of the Seattle photo marshals. They had 4
no
of them
way.
there, 2 of them from Seattle, 2 from Toronto.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I
That's
know.
Even better.
I thought
Oh
that
my
he was
God.
going to tell me to take it off, but he's
Yeah.
like, I love that hat. I'm
I
like,
love it.
all right.
That is fantastic. I love it. So good,
That is
Max. Thank you
super
so
fun.
much,
Yeah,
man.
thank you. That was
We'll
fun.
talk. We'll
Cheers,
talk
Max.
more, but cheers.
Cheers,
yeah,
man.
cheers to you. Great photos, and we can't wait to see more of them.
That was a fun season.
Yes.
Thanks,
All
Max.
right. Let's get Grandma and Eileen, maybe. Do you want to come in, Grandma?
What are we doing?
Like both
Get the
of
mic
you
in the middle.
Right here in the middle.
What are we doing?
Both of you right here. But you have to talk right into the mic.
Right into the mic.
Pretend like you like each other.
We don't right now.
I know you don't.
You notice we've been nowhere near each other.
I know.
That's because you've been together for like too many hours.
Too many hours.
So make sure you talk into the mic when we talk. But real quick, we want to just hear any story you want to tell us about the travels. Losing your bag.
No, I don't want to talk about that. I'll start crying.
Okay. Being in the hotel when all the players walked in.
Oh yes, I have a fun story.
Good.
Okay, so probably like 3 or 4 in the morning, and
Which day?
After the match.
Oh, after the match.
So
After
Sunday
the
morning.
match.
Saturday night,
Sa-
Sunday morning.
Yeah. So after the match, I get in the elevator with like 5, 6 total drunk bros who had just come from the MMA matches.
Oh, yeah.
So we get in the elevator, and then we stop at the floor that the Sounders are on. In stumbles Ivan Schitz, and on comes Herc and his wife, and Valdez and his wife. And like Ivan Schitz is trying to like shove Herc and his wife out of the elevator. It's so funny. Anyway, so we go. So next floor, Ivan Schitz gets off. He's gone. And then, and I'm like telling these guys back here, I'm like, you guys don't even know. And they're like, no, we know. These are like Sounders players. I'm like, hey, and I'll tell you in a minute, like what you don't know. And they're drunk, so they aren't processing or whatever. So then Valdez and his wife gets off on their floor. So it's Herc left and his wife. And Herc immediately, like after Valdez and wife gets off, and he turns to the guy and goes, what happened in all the fights? So they're telling him, they're running down and giving him the lowdown of what happened in all the fights.
Oh my God.
And they're talking about the fights and everything. So then Herc and his wife gets off the elevator. So it just happened this way. And I turn to them, I go, do you know who just got off the elevator? And they're like, Sounders player. I'm like, yeah, do you know who his brother is? And I tell them, I'm like, his brother is Ulysses Gomez. And they're like,
Yeah.
no way! They lost it. Like, they were like, are you kidding me? Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Random.
That's your second Herc elevator story.
Yeah.
I think Eileen had Herc and
Ozzy in Colorado
speaking
earlier
Spanish
this year.
in the elevator, and she's like, "I
Oh my god,
understand
that was
what
the
you guys are saying."
Yeah, that was the best.
His look on his face, Herc was like, wait, I didn't say anything bad. I'm like, neither did Ozzy.
So grandma.
Okay. Oh, she has a great elevator story. Oh my god.
So elevator story and maybe the best story.
Okay, before the elevator story, all right? During the game.
Just real quick. Time out. MLS Watercolors is our new producer. So
Can you hear Grandma?
Can you hear us? Okay, go ahead and talk, Grandma. Now tell your story.
Okay, this kind of for me.
Okay.
This kind of for me during the penalty kicks. I couldn't watch, but I had to watch. But I couldn't watch, but I had to watch. This is a kind of a culmination because I've been a Sounder fan forever, at least since 1979. And my husband and I even one time went to Canada to watch the old Sounders play in some rinky-dink stadium.
Was Brian Schmetzer on that team?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was on that team. But, I mean, at the PKs, I was just stunned and I was just holding on to her. Just holding on to her. I didn't know. But anyway, and then after the PK, somebody from behind fell and pushed me down.
Oh no!
No, I recovered. But it was just, oh my God, is this everybody going to go flying down the seats and stuff? But anyway, several times I have elevator experiences. One of them was Ozzy and I were just on the elevator, and I said to him, "You must have a happy heart." And he said, "I am just so happy." You know. But the other one was, I got on with Smetzer and his wife, and on the 4th floor, in comes Dempsey, and who's the other one?
Jovan Jones.
No, it wasn't Jovan Jones. Who's the other hurt guy?
Oleg Sanderson.
Oh, Oleg Sanderson, get on. Only in towels.
What?
Only in towels.
Dempsey and Oleg's got on in towels?
This is SonarFeed After Dark. So.
Is this Sunday morning?
in their towels.
They get on one floor and they get they get on one floor and they get off the other. And Lehman was on the elevator too, and he said to Dempsey, nice beard. And he says, "Oh, you have to do a little bit of work on yours, don't you?" Or something like that.
Yeah, he told Liam he needed to work on it.
He needed to work on his beard.
That's
and they get off the next floor. They get off the next floor. And then Smetzer and his wife got on the one after that. But my most exciting moment was in the lobby when Zach Scott came in and did Airplane all over. The sheer joy on his face, and he was just making like an airplane going all through the lobby. I mean, it was just sheer joy.
That is fantastic. And doesn't surprise me at all.
Not at all.
We did, by the way, we had the conversation of which Sounders player do you think would run around on the balcony naked, like at 4 a.m?
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
We were just like, Zach Scott.
No
Like,
doubt.
it wasn't even a question.
No, exactly.
Other people did have good guesses, but Zach Scott was the best answer.
He is like one of those. I want to get him like the week before we do the ECS Memorial. I want to interview him because
buy your tickets.
Yeah, buy your tickets. By the way, please do.
The other thing was Brad Evans was in. Who was that?
Jeremy.
Jeremy is, I think, less loud drunk than he was last week.
I think so.
Yeah.
The other thing that I saw in the lobby was Brad Evans there was a young man there in a wheelchair, and he gave him. I don't know who it was.
Tyler is his name.
He gave him his jersey from the game.
Yeah. So Tyler, his name's Tyler. He's from Rochester, New York.
Okay.
He was staying in our hotel at the Hyatt. We went down, so we did our pregame, right?
Yeah.
Our show. And then we went back to the hotel to drop our stuff off. And we saw how busy it had gotten at Loose Moose, and we wanted another drink. We knew that we were never going to get a drink before closeout at Loose Moose. So at our hotel, we went to the lobby. We ended up talking to him for like 20 minutes. Dude was a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have Mark tweet the picture later. He is a killer dude. Amazing gentleman. And he had his friends with him too.
Right.
I don't know how he hooked up with Brad, but he was the guest of Brad at the game. So he was there because of Brad.
Well, Brad totally.
It's amazing. And it's so cool about it. That's what's so great about this team.
There were so many people that wanted Brad's
Never
attention.
stops, yeah.
I mean, there were so many people that wanted Brad's attention,
Yeah.
and he gave it to him.
Yes.
He totally and absolutely gave
That's
it to
so
him.
awesome.
But there were so many stories. I got to stop because I have so many stories. Go ahead.
We could do off-season story time.
We should.
I know, it's
You know what
total
we're gonna
story
do?
time.
Tom's right. We're gonna do an off-season
Off-season story time.
Story time.
So we'll keep going. But tell one more story and then we'll move on.
Oh no, I'm not gonna just tell a story. I just want to thank everybody that helped make
I wanna
this
thank
happen.
you.
Yes, I want to thank.
I want to
you.
thank Tom
No, I wanna
and
thank you.
Heather and Derek and Kevin and all the monkeys who stepped up and helped make all this happen because it was incredible. We literally came down to, I think we had only one unclaimed ticket.
You mean the one that Mark got?
Yeah, one
You made him
unclaimed
pay for
ticket.
that shit, right?
Oh yeah, I drank half a champagne bottle. Yes. After he had already bought me a drink, and he told me that he was done. He had bought me a drink.
I
I
will
said,
say
"Oh no,
this.
you're gonna give me more champagne."
You know me. I like to be on a schedule. Like I have a
Yeah.
schedule. I got a text message from somebody. I won't point any fingers at her, Grandma. We delayed the champagne to make sure you guys were here. The
Thank you.
toast was delayed by a half hour. I can show you
Thank
the
you, I
tweet, the
appreciate
text I sent to Kayla. Delayed it by a half hour because I wanted you guys to celebrate with us because
Thank
that
you.
was that important to me.
That was a lot of fun.
You guys are a part of the family.
There was champagne
and I
bottles
love it.
everywhere.
I love you guys. So thank
Love
you
you
for coming
too.
out today.
Came as soon as we could from the plane.
I
I know,
you
we
did.
were-
I know you did.
Melissa was driving.
You've been in what, like 3 provinces, 17 states.
Yeah.
We'll
You
do more
slept
story time
in
and
Atlanta.
so think
Slept
about
in
the
Atlanta
stories
in a
for
bed.
us.
That was nice.
Yeah, we will do story time in the
And I
off-season.
don't know
Yes.
whose phone. I think this is Melissa's phone, but I have somebody's phone.
Okay.
She handed it to me right here.
Aaron Levine.
Aaron Levine from Fox, Q13, which I got to say has done a
Yes.
great job in doing it. Their Xbox is handing out 5,000 MLS Cup champion T-shirts tomorrow and
nice.
10,000 cheer cards at Westlake Park.
Awesome.
Tomorrow morning is going to be off the hook.
Yes.
So we're
Would
gonna
you
get
say
that
it
in
would
just a
be
bit.
off the heezy?
Off the easy.
Yes, it would be.
Did you ever see how white Aaron actually is? It just happened right there. He was like,
Hey, I play Disney music and hip hop for you.
But yes,
Anyway.
Tom.
thank you
All right,
guys, seriously.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Bring some
All right, we're going to do those two.
Okay.
Is this your phone?
What?
And our new producer again is MLS Watercolors. The
MLS
best
Watercolors.
producer we've ever had.
I think she's actually
And she's
doing
live
watercolors
watercoloring.
on an iPad or something.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were still here? I didn't know you were still here.
We're not paying her either, so it's okay. She's actually paying us in watercolors.
Next up. No.
We're gonna have.
Just do down. Just
Look,
down.
we're gonna have like a
We're gonna have an
radio
awesome
row right now. Look what's happening.
I'm trying to do a selfie here. It's not really working. Okay, now pretend like you're.
We have a
I think
decent
that
group of
works.
people who can make jokes about Mark right now.
Actually, it's really
Yeah.
easy to make jokes about Mark.
That's a really cute.
You mean
Oh,
Uncle Mark?
Uncle Mark. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Did you give a star to Beth?
Okay.
Good job.
Yep.
So now we
I
have.
blazered her.
Now we have two people that I don't remember their names.
I can't remember their names either.
You're an asshole.
I know.
Asshole?
It's better than a masshole, though.
I used to work for a company in Massachusetts.
Wait, isn't that a soccer league?
a masshole?
Masshole.
That's M-A-S.
You're a
think that's in
mitten
the
hole.
USL.
That's masshole.
Mitten hole.
Okay. I'm a mitten hole.
Is that indoor?
All right, we have two folks here who we absolutely adore. Let's make sure we have you guys in the picture.
What does
here.
this button do?
This is my stop.
Oh, they are.
That's awesome.
They are. Yeah. So okay, good. Small. They are.
All right, what's up?
Anyway, so we have
H2O.
Adam Weigel.
Hello.
Bootstrappers.
Bootstrapper Studios.
Of Supporter Stories.
Supporter Stories.
Of SonarFeed helping out producing. Whatever you want to call it, everything.
Just mocking Mark.
Most back Mark. And we have Sarah from a place called Constellation and Company. Have you guys ever heard of that? It's over in the Fisherman's Wharf. Ballard Magnolia area. It's
I have an
amazing.
exclusive for you.
Oh, you do? What's that?
Yes. If you come into our shop wearing Sounders gear this week, we will give you free things.
Like a printing press.
Well, I will
No,
stop there.
shut up.
Dude, that shit is
Probably
heavy.
more
I've
like
moved
cards.
one of those before. No.
Stop trying to steal my children.
Sarah also of We Are Sarah.
We are Sarah.
Sarah also of Supporter Stories.
Yeah.
And amazing things. in general.
Tifo painting.
Tifo
I don't know,
painting.
let's do all the things.
So
Sarah of Can You Get Bread a Wristband to Get in the Section?
Oh my god, I love you, Tom.
You mean this weekend?
She's
I'm not
always
joking
like,
with you, it's
hey,
just funny.
can you ask Tom to get me a wristband? And I'm like, bah.
You should
You
be
have
like,
DMs.
you
DM?
too
No.
can ask Tom to get you a
You
wristband.
too.
She could actually just show up at the stadium.
However,
and someone would just get her
The
into the
last
section.
home match, she got me a snake pit wristband without me asking.
Oh,
so
nice.
I feel like she got me covered.
So
That's pretty nice.
Anyway,
Hi, Brett.
you guys are awesome. Yeah, Brett can't be here. You guys did the SS Jorston.
USS Jorston Morden.
USS. I'm sorry, USS. Jorston.
are we officially pronouncing it Jorston?
Jorston.
Jorston?
Oh, I'm
The
going with Jorstian.
Jorston Morden.
Jorston Morden.
Christian's not Christian.
It says
However, I am converting to Christian Roldanianity. It's my new
Wow.
She's
religion.
been trying to make that one work all day.
It works. It works so good.
You know what's not going to
He
work?
liked it on
That.
Twitter once. So
He might have liked it. The rest of us, vote no.
Yeah.
see, that's my
Thumbs
humor.
down, Sounders. Thumbs down.
Shut up. But that's my humor.
We
is
actually agree with 900%
I do something
of
enough
things you
times
say.
that then it's charming.
Okay.
That was the one thing we made me down.
So anyway,
All right. Tell us a little bit about your journey or any thoughts that come out from your experience. You guys flew direct from Seattle to Toronto, as I recall.
Yeah, it was. It was like a 2-hour flight.
Wait,
in a
there are
Concorde.
direct flights to
We had
Toronto?
a Concorde, actually.
No, actually, we rode
Boat?
The Pony
Covered
Express?
Wagon Airlines.
It really was.
Oh, so you were on Frontier. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
oh wait, you guys were the ones that asked us what to do in Denver if you had 10 hours.
Yes.
Yes.
And we also were too damn cheap to leave the airport and take a
You guys
Uber
didn't
to anywhere.
leave at all?
No,
I did.
we played in the airport for 10
You
hours.
guys took like legit Matthew Broderick level airport awkwardness videos.
Yeah,
Yes,
they were
we
the
did.
best thing ever. No,
That
I
was-
seen the videos, but I thought you guys at least went to Denver.
No.
That was Christina and her husband, wasn't it? That went
Yeah.
to Denver.
Yeah,
We
they
didn't go
did.
anywhere.
We got there, and we debated and we looked, and it was Uber, and we're all of us were on a crazy budget. So it was like, okay, $40 a pop. Nope, not gonna do it.
$40 a pop to get into the city?
Yeah.
Round trip.
$40 a trip.
No, 40.
Six people.
If we would have taken a 6-person Uber there and back, it would have been $40 a person.
Have you guys ever heard of?
Yes.
Did you guys ever hear of public transit?
So we looked at public transit, and it was cheaper. It was about half the price.
You
there
don't
and back.
understand.
But
we paid like $230 round trip for our
That's
flight.
because you flew on Frontier.
Yes.
that's why we
But
flew on Frontier.
you don't understand.
You actually
We
paid
had
to take
6
that
people.
jacket. It was an
yes,
extra
we did.
fee.
You're right. But we had 6 people that would not have been at the cup if we spent
we're
any
ju-
more dollars.
We're just fucking with you.
But
It was beautiful.
But we actually
We'll
we
judge
looked-
you later,
We did
but
look
for
at
now it's okay.
we did look at the train to figure out if we could do that.
I know.
And it was like, okay, we're all exhausted. We know we're gonna be more exhausted. We don't want to lug around. Nice. We don't want to lug our backpacks and carry-ons around Denver. So we just decided not
Which
to
is why
go.
you needed
This
the
was
XL for sure.
this
Right.
was
Yeah, exactly.
contingent. Leave your kids and spouses at home and smash and grab the cup and sleep 6 hours out of 60 hours.
Yeah, that's how that was. I think
USS
I think that was the most somebody
no,
got.
on like airplanes, airport floors.
You
Yeah,
guys ended up flying into where? What state?
Detroit.
Detroit. So then we landed in Detroit.
At 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
Saturday morning.
5.
5 in the morning. Drove in. Yes,
Yeah,
Emily met us in
met
Denver. We landed at 5 in the morning. Drove straight to Toronto. Well, we made a stop at what was the place called?
Hamilton.
No, yeah, but what was?
Oh.
We stopped in Hamilton.
We went to Hamilton.
We did not throw away our shot.
No, we listened
To
to
eat
Hamilton,
breakfast in
the Hamilton soundtrack the entire way, and we stopped in Hamilton.
Would
and
you
ate
rather
at-
listen to Hamilton or Disney?
Hamilton, and it's not close.
How about
It's
you?
not close.
It's off screen, but
It's probably Disney by like about
okay. Okay, so okay.
But we stopped for breakfast at a Maple Leaf Pancake House. I can't remember. She's told me that like 20 times since the night we
when
were
you
there.
go there, that's like half of your citizenship test for Canada.
Exactly. That's why we went there, so we could pass. Yes.
And Jordan Morris. Yeah, because you guys brought amazing
Emily
watercolors.
made these little cutouts.
Cutouts.
And I wish we had. Do you have any with you? Because they would be brilliant on these.
Can I tell you an anecdote that's controversial?
Yeah.
Can I please tell you a controversial anecdote?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, go for it.
So my favorite cutout moment was we had the Herc Punch cutout, and we arrive in Toronto, we drive to the hotel to get our tickets. First thing we do is we see Roman Torres standing outside the hotel.
And we roll down the windows.
We roll down the windows and scream out the windows his Roman Torres
Sing
song.
out the windows,
and
screaming
he's clapping and dancing. It was
with his
beautiful.
friends
Beautiful
on the
thing.
sidewalk.
In the sidewalk in Toronto. First thing we did.
So normal Roman Torres.
Yes,
baby.
correct.
That's why he scored the goal-winning
Second
game.
thing we did is we take the Herc Punch cutout, and the first thing we do is we get a picture of Herc punching Bart Wiley in the lobby of the hotel.
So like, wait. So Bart was over there, and you like held it
Yes,
up
yes.
at a distance.
Correct.
Do you have a picture of
Does
this?
Bart know
Yes.
about this?
No.
Can I have the picture?
Where's the photo?
We can probably
I'm
share
gonna
with you.
see Bart tomorrow morning.
Don't show him. Don't show him.
No.
Why
But I
not?
want to make a comment here.
Because
I wanna
I
piggyback
feel
off
bad.
this.
But if it's coming from
so
Aaron.
I read Mike Gastineau's book recently. Just want to say this. I'm really tired. I should
can
not be
read?
talking. Yeah, I read the whole thing today. It was really great. And I
smart.
feel a different affinity for the owners of our team and the managers of our team, seeing what they went through to get our team into MLS. I feel better about in general. I know there's still controversy, but I
Just
You're
listen.
gonna just let this one go, Aaron.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
So then after that,
Stop. How many MLS Cups did we have before I booed Bart Wiley?
0. We won the motherfucking
My
cup.
favorite part of today on Slack, or maybe it was yesterday, who could tell they all blend together?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, remember that time that Sean Wheeler started a "fuck Bart Wiley" chant from 10 feet away from Bart Wiley
Oh, at the
man.
ACS
at
thing.
our
Poor
open
man.
house
Yeah.
thing?
I'm sorry, Bart.
Yeah.
No, listen, Bart is probably a great guy,
I'm sure he is.
but
Bart's fine.
there's things that he does. Anyway, okay.
okay.
Controversial comment.
Anyways,
But
it was
thank
just
you, you
really
brought me
funny.
up to
I
my
thought you'd
comment.
I thought
Just
you'd
let it go.
appreciate
Yeah, thank you.
that.
Go.
Just don't sing "Let It Go."
Let
You
it go?
just actually let this go.
So anyways, we got to the hotel, got our tickets.
Let it go.
Stop
By the
trying to
time-
make me cool, Tom.
By the time that we got to our Airbnb, one of our party got sick while everybody else was trying to take a nap.
You're not going to tell us who it is, though, are you? Oh.
Just a little sick.
Just a little one.
Yeah. I mean, and I was trying to take a nap. We were all trying to take a nap, and she's in the bathroom throwing up, like that kind of sick. And it was just like, finally when I woke up and I found out what was going on, I was like, are we actually going to make it to?
Yeah. Oh.
Are any of us?
I sat on the floor of the Airbnb kitchen and cried because I was pretty sure I was about to miss MLS Cup.
Yeah. But she rallied amazingly.
I wasn't the one, but I was in mom
Wait.
mode.
So are you trying to say that the underage traveler with
Non-drinker.
you puked and rallied?
Yes.
Yes.
So
It was her
I just
flu
want to
game.
tell you,
For
yes,
the win.
she
Her
was-
flu game.
I knew she was going to be okay when she looked at me and she said, "I just want to be like Jordan Morris."
That's phenomenal. I love it.
I don't
love
even
her
know what to
so
say
much.
right now.
It was
She is
fantastic.
the champion
It
of
was-
my heart.
Her
it
high
was
school
amazing.
friends better just look at her and be like, "We got nothing." Just walk away.
She so during the match she was like all on it. She was all go. But the few hours leading up to from the time like right before she got sick, and then the few hours afterwards until we got home, like she was a ghost. And she just pulled it all together for the match and just went all out for however friggin' long it was.
She may argue with me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was Bread's first all-nighter.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think
And
so.
she went like
Hard.
60 hours with 6 hours of sleep. And yeah,
Yeah,
God.
she was fantastic.
That was also Bread's first away trip of all time.
And she also, I tweeted a couple times, I'm never doing a away trip ever
Yeah,
again.
I'm pretty sure she's over
She'll-
that by now.
She'll be in Portland next
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Yeah.
I would also like to say that I am 2 for 2 on winning trophies on away trips. So
I'm 1 for 1 on wearing this bougie pin
Nice, all
that
right.
Kyle Shields bought me.
very nice.
So, 1 MLS Cup in 1 try.
it's pretty good.
So,
So are there any
Good odds.
other nuggets from
Yeah,
the trip?
so we got done. You know, they won that game they were playing, and
wait, there was a soccer game?
Yeah.
No. Beer pong in the locker room.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Got it.
And anyways, we stuck around to kind of party in the stadium as much as we could, and the whole time we're all kind of each looking at our watch saying, we gotta go, but still wanting to party. So we took off about an hour later than we wanted to, and we ended up getting to the airport and making it through TSA somehow, barely, with literally like 2 minutes to spare. As we were getting into the TSA line, we heard, please board for wherever we were going. Last call, which means you have like 10 minutes.
And you were like,
and
no!
Kelly was the last one on the plane, and they closed the door right behind her.
I'm not proud of this, but I was the first one through TSA, and I had all my stuff, and I had my boots trailing behind me, and I screamed, every man for themselves! And I got on the plane, because I was not spending a minute more in Detroit.
Because I can totally fucking see you doing
Yes.
that.
I was like, Brad, get your shit together, we're going!
We were in different lines, and I heard her shout that, and I'm sitting there putting on my shoes. I'm like, well, they just called it, so I've got like 10 minutes. I'm good.
I'm taking over the bootstrappers, Adam! It's mine!
And Emily's downloading the app. She has 2% left on her phone. They wouldn't print a boarding pass.
They were like, yeah, you're not making this flight, stupid. Like, they were not happy.
She had to download the app and scan it with 2%
Wait, was
left
this
on her.
when you were flying Frontier?
Yes.
Because it was like $800 extra for them to print
Oh, yeah,
the boarding
for
pass.
sure. And I would just like to say that our butts will be sore until the next MLS Cup.
Yeah, this bench is softer
Because
than the
I swear
chair.
to God, it was a plank of wood covered in vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was horrible.
Oh,
And
my
then
God.
The other thing is Kelly's going through. She was right behind me, and she had a big parka on, and
Is this Kelly Weiler?
No, this is Kelly. We've never met.
Kelly Stevens, who we met on
Kelly?
Twitter
Yeah.
the day that we got tickets for MLS Cup, and she said, hey, I'm leaving my husband at home. Can I come with you? And we were like, I like you.
That seems like a good
Come.
reason to go together.
She was fantastic.
Exactly.
She's fantastic. So anyway, they pull her coat, and like, we have to check this, and I'm like, I gotta go. We gotta go.
She had her hand
She had the hand warmers. She left hand warmers in her pockets. And so
throw them on the floor and keep running.
And she's like, she was like, there was a split second where I thought, I'm just gonna leave the coat and I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna run.
I have one more story. Okay, so we leave the Airbnb, and Emily, being Emily, grabs all of the fruit from the fruit bowl at the Airbnb. So we're about to go through the Canadian border.
Oranges, plums, bananas.
And we realize, oh shit, they don't
Wait,
let
so
you
it's
bring
in-
fruit back.
Wait, you're flying or you're driving?
No, we're driving over the border.
We made a fruit salad on
Literally,
the highway.
why go through fruit out the
70
window
miles an hour
at
down
70
the
miles an
freeway.
hour? The second one didn't make it.
I missed.
Thud, huge thud, and we just, it's 5 a.m.
I
It's like
just can't
5
even right
a.m.
now.
It's 5 a.m. We fly out at 6 in Detroit. We're crossing the border, and all we can do
Throw the fruit now!
scream through the tears. Highway fruit salad.
I had like 3 hours of sleep at this point in the whole journey.
That many?
Ish. Maybe less. Yeah, and then we had another 8-hour layover in Denver.
Wait, you guys had an 8-hour on the way back?
Yes.
We flew out of Detroit at 6 a.m.
Bunny
That
hop
was a
and
good video.
That was amazing.
6 a.m.
the bunny hop and her victory lap.
The victory lap was like you mentioned earlier was Ferris Bueller-esque.
It was
But seriously, it was like
we had so much fun doing that one.
I was waiting for you to just like have sneaked in like 97 Sarahs. Like they would just keep coming. Because you pulled that shit off, and I'm like, huh. And normally it's
all
that
of
we
it's done on
joke
my
about
phone.
the fact that you and Brett are related. Everyone's literally like, oh look guys, genetics.
Yeah, seriously. I know. The people of Denver were very confused by us in general. Like, they did not know what was going
We
on.
also had to get it run in front of the Colorado booth with the big Colorado, just as kind of a,
It's
Yeah.
hi guys.
You just wait, in about another 12 months, she's going to be taking your ID at events. Yeah.
Beth.
Oh.
She's going to be.
No. She told me, so she
No.
was here
No.
at the night at Berliner that I drank 3 gin and tonics and then died.
Yeah.
And she told me that night she's planning to never drink ever because she's seen me drink and it's not fun.
I've been
So,
here where she has declared that she's never drinking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I don't
See
believe?
how long that lasts.
That.
Yeah.
Do you know what Mark said yesterday?
He never drink again.
Mark said that?
Right now.
I think Mark actually said that on the way here. Dude, the best part about this is MLS Watercolors, Emily, is over there producing the show, and it's been
We
amazing.
need more skank in
and
this
she
show.
hasn't even looked
doesn't?
at the computer that the show is running off of.
And it's going great. All right, that's
How do we
wrapping up
sound,
the
Emily?
rest of us. We're yelling at you.
We want to do more later.
Yeah, we're going to do story time in the
you
off-season.
want to hear our supporter stories? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we do. We want to do. We're going to do more off-season stories because that's what we don't. We never go away, right? I know it's hard for people to believe that, but we never go away.
So we're like
Even if you want
roaches.
us to, we never go away.
So since we're both here, though, we do have more supporter stories that we recorded last season that are still public that are coming out on a kind of a drip.
Yeah.
We have a few more that aren't public that are coming out, and then we definitely now want to start getting together some of these types of stories about this week, this moment.
This is important.
Hashtag this time in history that we're experiencing right
Are
now.
you both going to be tomorrow? Oh, you're going to be there tomorrow.
I'll be there
You're working.
tomorrow.
Yep.
Yep.
Are
I'm
you
bringing
there
the
as a
kid.
fan or
I
working?
made crafts. I made
Like
a
Kraft mac and cheese?
poster board glitter cup.
Now, if there's not a brand new 1,000-foot tifo,
I hate you.
Do it now.
I'm done. I'm done for like.
It was a
I
month.
might actually fucking stab you.
It was a joke.
Hey guys, okay, so
I had a phone call
One
today
quick-
where another person in ECS leadership, who is also the person who signed for
Are they
all
dead to
y'all's
me?
fucking tickets,
Oh, yeah.
that if you got in trouble in Toronto, that person was the one responsible.
I know who was too.
We had a phone call, and said person said, "I'm just deciding right now that we're not painting a new banner for the front of the march tomorrow."
yeah,
And I said, "Absolutely not."
yeah.
And if anyone
You got no
says on our
designers to
Slack
do that,
channel that
bitch.
we want a new banner,
Yeah.
that's not happening
Yeah.
at all.
Don't at me. Don't at me.
So when
Can
you
I-
see
can I
the
tell you
new
one
banner
quick
tomorrow,
thing?
just realize that both of us got overruled.
Oh, seriously?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say
We didn't
geez.
paint a new
I was gonna be
banner.
like, I didn't get added for that.
But there's a really fucking cool banner that we didn't make that we're carrying.
sweet.
Is that a fair comment?
Can I
I mean, that sounds like something I said.
tell
They
you
just
that
posted.
Heather has
Whoa, whoa,
consistently
whoa, whoa.
made me cry
Who?
consistently
Heather?
all the time. Heather. I was fine, and then she does her speech, and she
Yeah.
I-
Which speech?
Her
The
speech
one at the
before the
very
match,
beginning.
where she starts talking about
The
from
only
the
time that you
first
could actually
day
hear
to the
somebody on the
last.
megaphone.
I
You mean the
started
one where
ugly-
she knew the exact number of days since
Yes.
first practice?
Ugly crying way before the match started. Ugly
Yeah.
crying.
The whole,
And then I thought
think the whole
about
car was.
standing under my card, thinking about the fact that I got the opportunity this year as a designer to design something that literally the world got to see.
And how fantastic is it, though? It's fantastic.
I can't tell you how much it means to me.
Do you feel super awesome?
To have the
Do you feel
opportunity.
so awesome that you, as a human, you've now evolved gold stars
Yes,
on your
that is
cheeks?
how awesome I feel. But legitimately, I cannot emphasize how much the opportunity means to me.
Because you're
everything.
awesome.
It's not that. It's I went to design school and I didn't get a job and I started a company and I designed greeting cards and I love my life. But
And Tifo.
this is
Put that shit
so
on LinkedIn.
much. It means amazing. Thanks.
Because you're
It's
amazing. No, seriously, you're amazing.
No, you are.
No.
This is what's great about
I'm
this
nothing
family.
without my team.
Right. That's all of us, though.
It really
We're
is.
with all of our community.
But legitimately, as a designer, to see several dozen people actually paint what you create in this huge scale, it is. I've never experienced anything like it, and I'm a happy girl. So, thank you.
We probably can't thank you enough, so I'm just going to
no,
drink
don't.
my beer.
You don't need to thank me.
We're gonna
No,
do this.
what I'm
No,
saying
cheers.
is thank you.
Cheers.
Shoot, man.
Jesus, Hugo.
Everybody flip off
Oh,
the
I'm shocked.
Everybody flip off the camera.
No,
Sarah wants to get in on this.
Everybody flip off the camera at your last chance.
My brother's not a cheerser, so I have to when I can.
So let's bring Hugo back in for a minute.
Yes.
I think
We're not leaving.
We're going to end the show
You
soon.
can stay, it's fine.
We gotta leave at some point.
We're going to end the show at
I got
some
a last
point.
minute baby.
soon.
Hugo comes in on my lap.
You can talk to Beth.
I'm back in the mix. What up? What up? Oh my God, dude! What a special night! I'm so glad I made it back for this.
You guys.
So glad.
We won the MLS Cup.
Oh my God! 48 hours ago, we were
Wait,
at the
let's do this.
MLS Cup. This is nuts.
Let's do this. We're gonna bring you guys back eventually. I promise. Let's bring in Hugo and Sarah real quick.
Yes.
Boom,
Sarah, the
boom,
other Sarah.
boom,
Yeah, that's what I was
boom,
thinking.
boom, boom, boom.
Well, I love you guys.
I don't know.
On my right, on my right, on my right.
I don't know left or right.
And then this one, right?
Sure.
There's one more.
I mean, we had end of the
This is good.
things. To talk
No question.
No microphone in front of me.
No question. No.
Bye. Oh wait, I meant hi.
Let's end the show.
Let's do
We
this.
didn't talk about.
Wait, we're on
home.
the internet?
We're on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's we can come back. I guess, or we can do a quick version. Of
Yeah.
It. Do you want to talk about coming home first? And then
Yeah.
Then end the show.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a really quick
Go
question.
for it.
You only know how to end quick, right?
As his mic falls down.
That was actually maybe the best part of the whole thing. The microphone literally was like,
Yeah. And then
I have 2 kids and I've done it twice. Did I answer your question?
2 for 2.
Two
You
for
would
two.
make so much money in Major League Baseball. It's not even.
Oh my
I'm
god.
1,000%, man. 1,000%.
Anyway.
Okay, coming home
Yeah.
was one of those things. Do you feel like, so we had talked about this a little earlier, or maybe it was Mark. Do you feel like if we had gone to the end of the match and lost the penalties, that we'd have the same like feeling of excitement? Like, not excitement, wrong word. Yeah, we would have gone, because the way it ended, right, the penalty kicks, that you feel like, oh shit, we made it all the way, and we didn't like lose, we lost, but that we still have a sense of like, fuck, this is a great team. This was a magical year.
I feel like we would have been in the lobby at 2:00 in the morning getting pizza.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
do feel like
No
we-
question.
Not a lot would
you
have
guys
changed,
didn't
right?
do that anyways?
Oh, we did. No, we
Okay,
did.
okay.
No, he's saying.
All right.
We
Oh,
wouldn't
got
have
it.
changed
Okay.
a lot of the
My
way-
bad.
I don't think we would have seen the same level of exuberance
No.
and things.
Right.
I
You
think there
didn't
would've
go
been a
for
lot
the
of
extra
hugs.
toppings if that were the case,
Nice.
right?
Nice.
Ah.
2 plain pizzas instead of 1 pepperoni and 1 plain.
With the sausage in your mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there.
That was her.
Anyway,
Okay. So, but you feel like that.
I like mushrooms.
I feel like-
I like mushrooms.
I actually feel like we would have. So I had a moment. I don't know how many minutes it was. We were in the stadium. 10 minutes, 20 minutes after the winning kick, or maybe after the ceremony, where I sat down and I just put my head down, and I was like, I need a like a hole to crawl into for a second.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is just you're exhausted. I think we all would have done that for 10 minutes. You know, but I do genuinely think the players would have come to the corner.
Oh yeah.
And so on. And obviously the tone would have been different.
Yeah. Right.
There'd still be 35,000 other Toronto fans in the stadium
Yes.
and so on. But, you know, we would have gotten on a train. Mark would have gotten us a Uber X or
Yes.
something. And
No, I would have forgotten it.
oh, he already used all his data, so never mind. But I do feel like we would have sat in the hotel lobby and like commiserated or something.
We definitely. It would have been the same amount of tears. Just it would have been a different,
Probably, yeah.
just type.
Different amount of tears.
Different amount. I agree. I think it would have been painful, obviously, because we were so close. But at the same time, I just know that we would have all just come together and taken that moment in. That we were, hey, you know what? We got to this point when nobody gave us a chance. 4 months ago, we were at the bottom.
Didn't give us a chance.
We didn't. We
This
said it.
group.
Yeah, we said it. I'll be
July.
honest. I said no. Though I will say that you and I
We didn't
towards
get to all the
the
questions that were asked earlier. One of the questions that we were asked earlier was, "What did you get wrong going into the match?" And
What did you what?
What did we get wrong? Like as we looked at like the season or whatever, and it's a great point. We in July had all written off the year basically. We were going to
Yeah.
keep to the show.
Something to say.
Go ahead.
I don't tweet my feelings about the sport that much. I'm like, oh, happy, yay, whatever. And I kept a lot of it to myself. I never lost faith. And I know a lot of people are going to say that they might have or didn't. But after July, after the Ziggy, saying goodbye and everything, I was like, this is it. This is where we turn around. And so I stopped reading anything. I stopped listening to everything
You're the
because I
smart
was
one.
like, we can't listen or hear to whatever, or it's just we do we. That's it. And so once it caught down to playoffs, I was like, I shut down. Like, I didn't even read Twitter because I was like, in my truest of hearts, we can't listen to, read to anything what they're going to say or do because I to it. I was like, this is it. It's about our boys.
Yep.
We have to ignore all the outside voices.
Yeah.
Even our inside voices. No, and even like the people who are inside who have.
Wait, are you
stuff-
saying fuck the naysayers because they don't mean a thing?
You mean like the
Exactly.
guy, like the guy last week who said we were
Money,
going to
that's
lose?
not some of mine. For me to get off of my chest.
Fuck Kurt Larson. I'm gonna say it now.
Yeah, that's fine. I agree with that.
We all do.
And the thing is, though, he's still out there talking shit. We didn't deserve shit. No one deserves shit until they win it. So you know what? Win or lose, however you get it, that's what matters. And so that's why you don't read into anything. You don't listen to anything, and just believe in what you see on the field, what you hear in the field, or off the field. And that's been my whole mentality this whole time. We have been there cheering our boys on, win or lose. We still are there for them, and it's always been for them. That's my whole mentality.
And I think that's
LFG.
on that note, because that
Yes.
to me is the piece of it here that you have to support your own way. You have to do it your own way. And it's important.
Nickel.
It's important to do it. We're going to come back next week.
No
We
question.
We were going to be off next week.
We're gonna have a
But
show.
We're going to come back next week.
No question.
Hey, do I have one last comment?
Do we have time for me to pontificate?
Yes.
For like a 30-second, 45-second minute.
Sorry, I did yawn.
Is the camera okay?
Okay.
Yes. That's great.
Waking the Red, they're basically the sounder heart that covers Toronto FC. They asked me to think about what it means to win an MLS Cup. And today, driving in, I gave them an answer. Today, driving in, I thought about it. We say born in 74. Honestly, reborn in 94. It's the A-League team. There was a little bit of a layoff. It was kind of confusing. Wasn't professional soccer here. And then elevated in 2009. And now when I look at an MLS Cup, having that trophy, and I think about these teams that don't have it, and they have neither history nor trophy. Red Bull, New England. And I think to myself, we're going to be here. We're going to be here for your kids and their kids. We're going to be here as long as the tide raises and lowers. We're Sounders. We're fucking champions. And that can't be taken away. Didn't do it in the NASL. We did it in a league when we were kind of a secondary sport in a major town. But finally, we did it at a time when we get a parade. We get it at a time when the players and the coach want to march with us. They don't want to be up there elevated above us. You look at their comments, you look at these players, they want to be here. They're part of who we are, and they've adopted this community. And the natives, Brian, he wants this as much as he wants the Sonics to return or the Seattle Seahawks to win a Super Bowl. So Waking the Red said, what does this mean? This means we're Sounders. And that past 40 years, we got 40 more, and we got 40 after that, and we're going to be champions from now till forever. So that's me. I wanted to pontificate a little bit.
That was just Dave dropping the microphone.
And that's it. We're done.
LFG. Did we hear that? I know I was quiet earlier.
Renton is ahead of the curve.